right, so it looks like we are live
Once again, let
in
me
the
see.
studio.
I'm gonna freak out again.
All right, well,
All
welcome
right.
to the channel, Sibling Rivalry. I'm Lynn.
All right, I see that. Ray, man.
That's Ray.
Audio sounds good. Let me see how I sound.
In the studio. You gotta talk. Testing.
Testing. I'm testing.
All right, well, welcome to the
Can you hear the
channel,
audio?
Sibling Rivalry. I can hear it. I can't hear you. But again, you weren't talking.
All right.
Oh, there you are. I heard you. Testing.
All right, so I guess we're live. I'm gonna mute this over here. This is working.
All right. How does it look? Like, are we side by side? Are we like smaller than the screen? What's going on?
We're side by side. It says Ray and Lynn. There's a mouse. You got to move the mouse out of the way.
Oh, what the hell? It's not supposed to capture that.
But can you make us larger? Because I feel like we are like there's two big black bars.
All right. What about like that? Does that help? Did that do anything?
You got to give me a sec for the delay.
All right.
Because right now, that widen it, and we could see that we're on a call. I mean, for today, we'll make it work.
All right.
You can go back and see it, and then we can figure out how to fix it.
Yeah. And we can always like make notes and stuff. I wonder if I can somehow screen capture my webcam and your webcam or something like that. I don't know. But for today,
the
this
inputs
works.
coming in?
I could just make something fancy for like above us, like the name, the couch show. We'll go over it.
No, because you won't see my webcam. My webcam's not connected to you.
Right. But I can
just
connect
thinking
it
about
as
that. Yeah,
like a screen capture, but I would have to figure out how to do like just your square.
Yeah, you would have to close the little boxes and signs it and all that crap.
All right, guys. Well, we're finally back. Or I should say,
we're
finally back.
And I've been vindicated! Yes! I am the champion! So go on and say why I would be so happy, Lynn. Let's see if you're reading in between the lines.
I'm not reading in between the lines. I don't understand why you're so happy.
Okay, well, when asked, why did this show go off the air a year ago? You put out there, Ray was being really weird.
You were being like super.
Ray was being really weird. But, like I say, don't go by their words, go by their action. Someone can't follow a schedule.
That's not true. So we're trying to work it out now so we could do remote shows because I'm always on the move.
Hold on, your reaction, you look like a Muppet.
Womp womp.
All right, so go on.
So we're trying to figure out the whole like remote show because I'm always on the move, and I was thinking about it. You're gonna be on the move too once the weather breaks. You know, like you're gonna be in your truck, living the van life. You're gonna be going to different.
I'm broke.
Places.
Gas prices are too high, and I'm broke.
Yo, gas is crazy. I came off the plane and I was like, what happened here? When I left, gas was about $3.40, $3.50. I came back and gas prices are touching $5.
Yep.
That's a crazy
Makes
difference
sense.
in just a week.
Yep. So it's been 2 weeks and you've been on sunny vacation and the world's been going to hell.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything? Were you affected by anything? Or you just been on the beach this whole time?
By anything? I will say, like, I have heard about, like, what's going on over in the Ukraine. And I've heard how, like, Russian, you know, their government, their leader, people are questioning his sanity. But that's really all I've heard. All I know is, like, you know, things are really bad for people in Ukraine. They're just being bombed and being killed. And, you know, it's really sad. My heart is bleeding for them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my heart goes out to both sides because they're just people, following what their governments are telling them, and both governments are corrupt.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I wanted to put that out there because it's like it's been 2 weeks. It's taken over the world as we wake up this morning. Gases are high, wheat's going up, food prices are going up,
yeah.
And like just overall, there's so much negative energy in the world, And that's why I wanted to talk about that because I feel like it's not just today. It's been like that for years now. And I feel like that's what's leading to the events today. And eventually, if the negative energy keeps on going, we're going to see World War III, right? We're going to see the end of our lives, And I think we need, as people, we need to take that dynamic shift from the negativity to the positive. We got to shift it. Because it's our mindset, that negative energy. We're out of balance right now. The world's out of balance right now.
Yeah.
So we see, we got Fuzz Aldrin on the comments. Ray, you're the man. Don't change. Oh, thank you, Fuzz. I love you too, man. Thank you for jumping in.
Yeah,
Fuzz said $6 a gallon in the city.
Wow.
So New York City, $6 a gallon. That's crazy.
Wow.
I think this is the highest I've ever seen gas.
Yeah.
I mean, there was times where I've been in 350
I've seen
range.
It hit $5. Let me think.
Not here though. Not here though. That's the thing. Like I've seen it at $5 in California, and I was like, oh man, that's crazy in California. But like here on the East Coast, I've never seen it this expensive.
I have. It shot up. I'm trying to remember when it was because it affected me, like financially, it affected me a lot. But gas prices was this high before. Damn, I don't remember when that was. I know it was a long time ago. You know what it was? It was the Hurricane Sandy.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
Our gas prices shot up around then.
Yeah, because normally I get gas in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Where it's always been cheaper than New York and Pennsylvania.
Which, not anymore.
No, I know. The other day I got it was like $3.80, and then I got 10 cents off. So I actually got gas for $3.70. And I was like, oh my God, $60. Because I've been in the house, I haven't gotten gas in a while. So I was like, oh my God. And then I go into New York and it's like $4 something. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
in like 5 seconds. I'm like, in 5 minutes, these gas prices are crazy. All right, so Fuzz Aldrin said, we still buy gas from Hammer and Sickle. Yeah, that's true. And that's why, I do feel like America played a big role in this conflict. Like right now, American or U.S., we're funding both sides of the war. Like we're sending aid to Ukraine while simultaneously buying stuff from Russia. And like we're sanctioning, we're doing all these sanctions, but we're not really putting it where it counts. Like we're not saying, hey, we're done with trade completely. So to me, I feel like it's once again, it's the corruption. U.S. is corrupt, Russia's corrupt, and Ukraine's corrupt, and they're all working together. So it is what it is. We, the people, we got to take back our lives. We got to take back our lives. That's why I'm firmly a firm believer with crypto, even though they're talking about banning it, shutting it down, all this stuff. But I feel like it's the only last hurrah we the people have.
You're talking about trying to shut it down? I haven't even heard that. That's crazy.
Yeah. They're talking about Biden's going to sign an executive order this weekend and put some kind of restrictions on it.
Let's go, Brandon. Shit.
I like how you put your own spin on that. Yeah, you coming aboard. Yeah, but I'm saying like it's time. I really do believe that we're all connected, right? We're all energy. We're all connected. And just like Star Wars, I'm a firm believer that's the light side and the dark side. And right now, the evil that is government, that evil empire, they're putting out that negative energy. They're putting that out there in the world. And we got to see that. We got to see their propaganda and say, look, we're not going to do this. Like, I'm not going to hate you because, you're a Republican or you're a Democrat. I'm not going to hate you because you're black or white. I'm not doing all that noise. And that's what they've been feeding to us all these years. And that's why everywhere you look, everybody's talking about World War III.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to make that negative energy is going to make that happen.
Yeah.
Right? Laws of attraction. We always say that. Laws of attraction.
What people are thinking about, it's coming.
Yep, it's coming.
Yep.
It's
Even
coming.
if you're like, oh,
And
I don't
it's
want it, I
sad.
don't want it, you're still putting that focus, that energy into it.
Right. And like the movie that you still have you seen The Secret yet?
I haven't seen The Secret, no.
I
have not seen any movies in the last 2 weeks.
You gotta watch The Secret, because in The Secret, there was a point where they were like the most like negative politician, the one that everybody keeps talking about, that's who's gonna win. And when I saw this movie, this was back in I think it was before Trump was running for election, so it was before the 2016 elections, right? Mm-hmm. And I right there when I saw that movie, I was like, well, I guess Trump's gonna win, because everybody keeps talking about it. He's the negative candidate, right? Everybody was talking to him in a negative point of view. So I was like, I guess he's gonna win. And sure enough, that negative energy pointed in that direction. Now, I'm not saying Trump was negative in any way. I'm saying just all the stuff around, the media, the news, just everything, Twitter, it was just all negative energy. Mm-hmm. So because of that negativity, he won, right? Yeah. So I feel like because of that negative energy that we see once again, Twitter, the news, and all that, I really do feel we're moving towards World War III. And then when World War III comes, what? Nuclear freaking explosions and the end of human race? Yeah. Like, that's the path we're leading. If we don't change ourselves, it's like we got to stop being so selfish and start loving each other. Exactly. Well, I said that, and it just got brighter. I was like, oh, shit, the world's listening. We got to put out that positive energy.
That's a really big point right there, is we have to stop being selfish. Like, I see it all the time in the grocery stores, on the road, like with the road rage we were talking about. Like, people get so annoyed about other people like coming into their space, but like, dude, we're all on the same planet. We're all human. We're all just trying to, live our best lives. Like, we should be more supportive of one another, Even in the store, if like somebody's walking your way and you're in the way, freaking move. They don't have to say excuse me. Like, just move. Get out the way, Yeah. I was talking about, I got into like a whole political discussion with some random chick in the hot tub in Miami. And I was so annoyed because, I don't talk politics. But she was just like, oh, like she wanted to talk about Trump and this and that. And I was just like, like, I feel as though like Trump wasn't given a fair chance because of the media.
And we're seeing that now.
What the hell was that for?
And even...
like, after that, like, she just wouldn't stop. I was like, oh my God.
Well, would it stop in a good way or in a bad way?
She wouldn't stop in a bad way. She labeled me a
but
Republican.
You know what's funny is that they were so critical about Trump, but yet they give Joe Biden such an open, free path. Yeah. Like, he has a free lane. He's on the expressway, like, no traffic. Yeah,
I'm like,
what's up? Be critical on both sides.
Yeah.
But let me go to the comments real quick. That was funny though. You're like, I'm in the hot tub talking politics. I'm trying to get away from it.
I'm saying. You know what though? I ended up going out that night with like two of the ladies that I was like chatting with in the hot tub. And that one lady, I didn't invite her. I was like, I don't like that energy. Because she wanted to like push on that whole like political.
Yeah, but she's in that negative energy. And I find myself sometimes in there because, I am logical. So when I see logical things, and I'm like, how can you I get angry. And I'm like, Ray, just chill. This ain't really, you don't need that. And if you got to cut those kind of people out of your lives, look, I love them. They're friends, grew up with them, and all that. But I'm like, I love you from a distance. Yeah. Until you can learn how to love, until you can change that negative energy. I don't want that around me. Mm-hmm. That's me, right? But let me go to the comments, because they're live today. Can you see them?
No, I can't even see the comments.
So pull them up on your end, because they're engaging with us. They
I
miss
feel like
us. I miss
if
you
I
guys.
touch anything,
Look,
we may
I
not,
miss you guys.
Stay live.
Yeah, I gotta say I missed you guys a lot. So Fuzz Aldrin said, "God bless the truckers." Yes, and they are protesting right now, even though I do think that there's gonna be a false flag with that protest. Honestly, I do feel like that. Just once again, trying to control the narrative that's out there. So I'm praying for you guys. I'm rooting for you guys. You guys won in Canada, and hopefully you guys can win over here. But be careful. Be very careful, because there's some feds out there. Let's just say that.
All right, I see.
Let's go, Brando. Let's go. How do you say that? That's Canadian. Let's go, Brando. He said, "Someone holler at me." Oh, we're hollering at you. We love you. Thank you for watching. Praying for you, rooting for you guys. I know times is tough out there, and look, you know what? just rely on the ones you love, keep positive energy around you, and always remember your blessings. Stay humble, remember your blessings. Times are hard, but hopefully we can get through this. We'll get through this together. We'll do it. All right. Irma. Hello, my children. I love you both very much, Ma.
I love you too, Ma.
I love you. We got to go see you soon. I got to take the boys over to see Grandma. All right, Buzz Aldrin. I saw The Secret in 2009. Yes, that movie's been out for a minute. And actually, now's a good time to see it again. With all the negative energy that's going on out there, watch it again. Reaffirm, those beliefs. I'm going to go watch it again. Shoot, I love that movie. You got to watch it.
I know, I need to.
All right, so Buzz Aldrin said, we need to drill, baby, drill. Open the Keystone Pipeline. Yes, I do believe that, but I believe that they're going to be very hesitant to do that because they don't want to give the W to Trump. They really don't want anything good from what Trump did. However, I did watch the State of the Union address, and Biden did a 180. He's pretty much saying everything that Trump said. So he got vindicated too. It's the vindication show. It's a cult. They can't see everyone hates them. Yep. I do believe it, but you know what? The cults go on both sides, and that's the thing. Because every time, I try to have an educated conversation with a lot of my friends who are Democratic, who are really liberal and really on the the opposite spectrum. And I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? Mm-hmm. Let's do this logical. They call me alt-right instantly. They call me alt-right because the alt-right has also had a really big cult following too.
Right.
So it's it goes on both sides. And once again, it's that whole fanatic tribal mindset. And it's because people want to feel, they want to belong to something. Mm-hmm. And I think what we're doing here, we need to expand that and be look, you want to be a tribe of love, positivity.
Yeah.
Because the world needs that. We need that in the world. We can't keep putting out this negative energy all the time. Mm-hmm. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. As you see it, a lot more people are, they got health issues, right? Mm-hmm. A lot more people are just going onto the crazy side. There's a high shift in mental instability now. And it's been like that for the last 10 years. Us growing up, we didn't see all the craziness it's happening now. Mm-hmm. I think it's time for the people who have a kind of a sense of reality that are a little more grounded. We need to start speaking up. We got to speak up because we've been letting them have a free pass.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. It just as a society, if we were more grounded, if we had stronger, deeper roots and beliefs, I think that that would reflect in the way we're perceived, the way we the energy we feel when we walk around. Because just walking around, people are scared, people are negative, they're avoiding you, and now as we're removing our masks,
they're doing this, and because we had this, everybody's not seeing this, right? Everybody got this, and they're doing this.
Yeah.
And it's we have to engage. We're social creatures. We got to understand that we are part of a society. And even though a lot of people are starting to feel like society doesn't want them, we got to make sure we feel that way. We got to have inclusion. It's talk to your fellow man. And look, this is coming from an introvert. I find it hard for me to engage, but I do recognize that sometimes I have to go, out to the club, go bar hopping, and I do need to have that social connection.
Yeah.
I believe that. I really do.
Man, you gotta get back out there. You gotta get back out there.
I do.
Because I was talking so much shit, I don't really like to party. I want to go
and you party.
Mm-hmm. But I've been partying, and let me tell you, it's been lit.
I
am just on a completely different vibration right now.
2019 was my year. I was going out, I knew all the spots, and I was flying solo. I was going out every weekend.
Yep.
Every Thursday and Saturday, I was yo, we gotta go out. And I've done it here and there since then, but it hasn't been that constant because that vibe is gone. That vibe is dead. And you gotta understand how critical that was. So most people, your average person, right? They work a 9 to 5. So that's literally modern day slavery. You're trading your time for goods, right? So it's modern day slavery, and that the one, what was it? You work Monday to Friday, so the only few days you have to go out,
is
right?
Weekend.
socialize, do what humans are supposed to do on a daily basis, right? That was taken away. Mm-hmm. So think about how the negative energy was just let out. Man, if negative energy was a stock, you should have bought that.
Yeah, right, now that we're taking off our masks, it's really showing. Like, people do not want to interact with you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to make eye contact with you even.
It's fear. It's fear. And fear right now is one of the biggest, strongest emotions. Like the news, the content creators that is the news, they really love to keep people in a state of anxiety.
Yeah.
Like that is their whole emotion that they're living on is anxiety. Why? Think about it. It makes great sense. All right, so I need to tune in tomorrow so I can get the answer to cure my anxiety. Get it? Yeah. Like you leave me so anxious that I got to tune in tomorrow to see if I should keep feeling this way.
Man, I tell you, the energy around the world is not the same as like here. You know, like I went to Miami for a week, and then this past week I spent in the Bahamas. And yeah, you know, like on the islands, it's a slower life, and they have just different, different philosophy about living. Like they work hard early in the morning, and then the afternoons are just to enjoy yourself, relax, and make those connections. And you know, being with the people over there, I just felt such a calm, such a peace, such a just like, I don't know, it was almost like easy to just be. You know, I feel like here at home, we don't have that right now. It's not easy to just be.
Unfortunately, that's the minority.
Right.
Like, that's what we should be. That's where we need to do that shift. So what you're talking about, that's what we need to shift to. Because right now, the majority is that negative energy, that negative lifestyle. It's been like that for decades with this whole concept of working 9 to 5 times a week. Like that's modern day slavery. And I don't understand how nobody can see that. It's like everybody can have so much emotion and talk about, reparations and, the past. But that didn't affect you. You didn't live that.
Right.
Your ancestors did. You didn't live that. What you're living today, modern day slavery. And like there is no push to kind of change that. There was a push over in Europe. I know France changed their hours. So they went more to like, instead of an 8-hour work week, I think they went down to like 35 or 30 hours a week instead of 40, and they were pushing to be more, life than work, right? But it's like that concept has never come over here. Everybody's like, 40 hours is the norm, but I hear people working 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. That's crazy. That's your life.
For me,
that's
working in corporate America, like we did
back.
mandatory 48 hours. And if you wanted to move up, that went up to like 52 hours. But on average, we were there like between 50 and 60 hours a week. Just pushing, just, pushing for somebody else's dream.
Yes.
Or
somebody else's pockets. Rich. That's the worst. Yes. Yeah, to get somebody else rich. Because I'll tell you what, right now, if you're working and your promotion is not as big as inflation, you just got demoted.
Yeah.
So you're getting paid less than what you were getting paid last year.
Yeah.
And I hate it because I know
the numbers are the same, but because the cost of living has increased and your income has not increased, you basically got demoted.
Right, demoted, right. And look, I know it sucks because like you when I was working, I was always trying to think like, what's the lightning in the bottle? How can I get out of here? Because I don't want to be here. I always knew I was shackled. I was a rat in the little wheel. And I was like, I need to get out. I need to get out of this. And so my motivation was, let me make my money work for me. Let me try to get into stocks. I got busted at doing stocks at work, right? And, crypto, I came along to crypto. I was techie. I figured it out. And I got with crypto. And that's why, I believe in crypto in two sets. One, it could change your life financially, which will give you the freedom to go live your life. And two, it's something for the people. I really do believe that crypto will be the saving grace to get us out of this negativity and more into that positive. And then think about it. If people are free to do what they want, they're going to be more positive.
Yes.
Because you already, like you said it before. You hate going to work. You hate your job. You gotta wake up. You hate the 8 hours. You got the road rage at work, and then you come home. You turn on the TV, and then it's what? The news got you anxious about World War III. You try to watch a show or something. They try to make you feel guilty for whoever you are, right? They force feeding politics. It's like.
And then on top of all of that, we're going through the hecticness of like raising children. What?
Yeah.
Like,
and then when it's
I can barely navigate this world right now. How am I supposed to like prepare my children to be able to navigate this world? This shit is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And then, well, you know, put the icing on the cake. For the last 2 years, I can't even go out and get a beer with my buddy because you say he got cooties.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done. What do I got? How do I get out of this?
Fuzz, I did go to Bahamar. So I stayed in Atlantis, but Atlantis and Bahamar are both like the two like big resorts over in the Bahamas. So we got dressed up and we were like, let's go have dinner over there and see like if they have any clubs going on. Bahamar is gorgeous. Like, it's so pretty. It's brand new. Ooh. But like the atmosphere was stuffy. Like, Bahamar had the people who are just like, I don't know. It was stuffy. I didn't like the atmosphere. It was, of course, overpriced. So yeah, I cannot give Bahamar a very good review because of its atmosphere. It definitely doesn't have the whole like inviting. Like,
I know what you're talking about because that's how I felt. I know exactly what you're talking about because that's how I felt in Myrtle Beach. And when I went to Myrtle Beach, it just felt commercial.
Yeah.
And look, I get it. Most beach areas, they live off of, tourists, and that's how they make their money. But I think a lot of other places, it just feels more authentic.
Yes.
Than, some other places. Some other place like Miami. I love Miami. Don't get me wrong. I'll go there. I'll party and all that. But if I want that beach life, like I want to be a beach bum, I'm probably going up to Hollywood, right? Fort Lauderdale or something. Or better yet, drive down the Keys. That's just me. That's just me. I love the Keys. The Chinese work 100 hours or senpukai or senpuku? Senpuku? Yeah, that's right. I feel bad for the Chinese, man. They are just, and then this is the craziness about it because everybody's like, oh, hearts out for Ukraine and all this, and what about China? China's doing some horrific shit right now, but nobody can talk against China.
About it. What's going on in China? Let me know.
You know why nobody talks about it? Because China owns like all of Hollywood, the NBA, like all of gaming. Like China has so much. Yeah, they have so much influence on all these like media and all this stuff that they don't talk about the bad things that's going on.
That the Jews owned all of that. You're telling me they're Chinese Jews? They're just coming through and taking over everything?
You're gonna get me started. The Jews have, I forgot what the term is, but they have, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it. You can't, look, you know who's in control when you can't say bad things about them.
Okay.
Okay?
So, Atlantis. Atlantis is amazing. I did not get to enjoy the lazy river. They had like a whole
Did you go to Atlantis?
Resort closed. What?
Did you go to Atlantis?
Yeah, I was in Atlantis.
I always want to go there.
Yo, that place is amazing. Yo,
with
they
the pyramid?
did such a good job with that resort. Like, everywhere you walk, there's something to see.
Really? And
they really made it feel like this is like, they brought to life that Lost World kind of thing. Like, they have an aquarium in like every building. Not every building, but there's a lot of aquariums and like it's very aquatic.
Yeah, Vegas is like that.
It's nice.
Vegas
it's really nice.
Like Vegas, when you go to the certain casino, it's like you said, it like encompasses you. Kind of like Disney too.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Disney, that Star Wars thing that's like super expensive, but it's supposed to make you feel like you're in Star Wars?
I did hear about that, and I thought of you. I was like, yo, Ray's gotta let me know how that is.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. It was sold out, but they wanted $6,000.
Oh, wow.
For like 2 nights. I was like, oh wow, man,
It's a bit
$6,000.
much. It's a bit much. I
I
mean,
love
being
Star
in
Wars,
Atlantis, that shit was like overpriced, but it was nice because it was a ladies' trip. There was 4 women. We stayed in a room all together, and like we split the cost, and it works. It works out. It's nice to have that group. But when it's like, for example, when I travel with the kids and I'm the only one who's like spending, that gets hard. That's really tough to do.
So how do you? Let me ask you this, because I try to think about like a guy's trip like that, and all my buddies are married. They're all married, and you know, their wives tell them what to do, and then so they're like, no, we can't do that. So how do you? Are these all single ladies? Are you in the single ladies club?
I was with no. You know what? One girl is married. One of the girls I was with is married, and she said she hasn't vacationed in a very long time. Like she kind of like felt like she deserved this.
Wow.
She's
Without
like,
her husband?
Yeah, she's like stuck in the whole like she's a parent and she's a wife.
So Fuzz Aldrin said, Atlantis got dolphins kissing you. Is that true? You got kissed by a dolphin?
It's true. The dolphins. I didn't get kissed by the dolphin. No, but they do. You can swim with dolphins. You can swim with the stingrays. It was kind of cool. My room, we had like a view of like the ocean and like the park. So I actually like right below me was like the stingrays like swimming in their exhibit. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
I saw people like getting into the exhibit and like they would swarm them. It was terrifying.
I would never swim with any like people swim with sharks and stingrays and all at those events. I would never do that. Like a dolphin is pushing. Like you heard what's his name? The freaking the alligator dude got killed by a stingray.
Giles?
No.
What was his name?
Yeah. I don't know. He was always like, oh, he's in the wilderness and in their living habitat.
It's a kangaroo.
Yeah. Steve Irwin, right? That was his name. Yeah, he got killed by a stingray. I would never do that stuff. That's crazy.
A stingray.
Yeah, it's like, animal.
Really
and you know what it is? You know what it is? Once again, humans, we got all this negative energy and all this negative aura. So even if we try to be nice to an animal, they sense that. Like, oh, what are you doing near me? Get away from me. It's like, no, you laugh at me, but I was one of my 15-minute books. It was The Art, what is it called? Let me get the title right. I think it was called The Art of Loving. And in it talked about how us as humans, we've lost that bond with human nature.
Really?
Like think about like our ancestors, how we used to be part of nature. We used to have that bond with nature. Now we don't. And he was saying in the book, The Art of Loving, that the only thing that we have left as humanity is to love each other, which is what we're not doing that either.
Wow. Okay. That's like kind of deep when you think about it. Like all we have left is to love each other.
Yeah.
You know, because we
as
don't
far as, like,
don't have that
human,
connection with the animals. We don't have that connection with the land.
Planet.
You know, we don't respect. We don't give back to the land. Like the earth is just
right.
It's not this big, beautiful, living thing that it truly is.
No.
We treat it more like, oh well, it's just the ground we walk upon.
Right, and look at how many animals went extinct because of us.
I actually saw something that's like, if you're feeling like you need to feel grounded again, they say like sit at the base of a tree and just like lean on the tree, relax, hang out for a bit, and in a few you're gonna feel better. And once you do, hug the tree before you walk away. And like in my mind, I was like, nobody's hugging no damn tree, but like that's really sweet. That's really sweet, and that's really powerful that you could sit there, you know, against a tree, and it naturally grounds you and naturally brings you back to a better state of mind.
Plus, what we forget as humans is that tree is a living creature, right? It's a living creature that, if you think about the energy balance, it's probably in a very positive. I mean, think about it. It doesn't have a mind to be so negative. It's like, I exist. I'm alive, right? I have, air, water. I'm good. So you hugging that tree literally is going to give you that positive energy. Yeah. It's going to take off that negative energy, right? It's like, hug that living creature, be one with nature so that you can recharge yourself. because your battery or your gauge is in the wrong direction. For as much as humans want to tout that we're so smart, our brain is what's killing us, or eventually will kill us.
Yeah.
But I think Fuzz said in a comment earlier.
I've also been looking a lot into tapping into, meditation and just getting your mind right in a more natural way. Because like I do have ADHD. I was diagnosed with ADHD a few years ago, and it's something that I choose not to medically treat. I choose not to like medically treat it. And so I'm looking for like natural ways to kind of give me that boost, because like they say, like somebody with like the mind of an ADHDer, right? Compared to like somebody with like a normal mind, like without ADHD, like it's really hard to function. And it's not that we can't, it's not that we're less capable of doing things. We're scattered, we try to do too much at once kind of thing. So yeah, I've just been looking a lot into like meditation.
But you see, once again, all that stuff just puts a negative connotation on your life. Like I knew, and this might be what was more of a push for me to be at-home dad, was that I saw my son. I was like, yo, he has a lot of energy. He has a lot of energy, right? He's a boy, and he's a very masculine boy. So I was like, yo, they're gonna diagnose him with ADHD in school. Right? Because he doesn't conform with the norm. And so I was very, like, I wanted to be, I wanted for him to be homeschooled. And the fact that, when the pandemic hit and he got, he was home, I was like, that's it. I'm going to try to work on that to keep it there.
Yeah.
Because I know how to settle him down. I know how to engage him. And, like, I could see, like, with you say that it's hard for you to focus, but it's because you tend to have a passion for what you're focusing on.
Yeah.
So when there's something that you like to do, you will engage. So I don't understand how, if you could connect on something for 8 hours because you like doing it, that's a problem.
It's a problem when you're not taking care of your other responsibilities because you're like, you're hyper focusing on this one thing. Like there's days where like I'll skip a meal because I'm like super into doing what it is that I'm doing. And
but that's just how
I'm like hungry. I'm looking at the time, like, oh my god, it's been like 8 hours.
Right, but that's how your brain focuses, and I think that you should just empower yourself more to understand who you are than to try to put a label and medicate yourself. And I'm glad that you're not medicating yourself, because I really do believe that it's just how we're designed. Once again, we think we're so smart that we're just hurting ourselves.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna tell me that what you're talking about, what you're describing, hasn't been around for ages?
Of course.
Some of our most important like thinkers, painters, people like I guarantee like you see some of these great inventors and they would have been diagnosed today with something. Because that's just the way it is.
I agree.
They're free thinkers. You're a free thinker. I think you just need to embrace that. I think we gotta, and it sucks because like there's a lot of alternative medicine out there that society just frowns upon. And not only do they frown upon it, if somebody goes to alternative medicine and let's say something bad happens, they get, liable. The threat of like jail time. So it's like, it's sad because I really do think that there's more of a spiritual sense than just what we see, or what we think, because, once again, our minds, we're just like, oh, we need to fix every problem. We're just going to label everything. And this is how it is. Which is funny because I'm very analytical. I'm a problem solver. I got to solve problems. I got to figure it out. Like, math is my shit. But it's like, as I get older, I realize that we can be like that, but we also have to be connected to another spiritual side and understand what is, art and creativity. There's two sides of our brains, the analytical side and the creative side, and we got to embrace both.
Yeah. And we're also trying to stuff everyone, doesn't matter like how your brain works, into the same like 9 to 5 cookie cutter, like this is what your life should look like step by step. Like these are the milestones you should be having in your life. And like we do a lot of comparing to one another, and that kind of inhibits us also, because we are limiting ourselves, because, you know, we're creating these beliefs, these parameters.
Right. So going to the comments, all those said, we also lost our sense. I call it law of nature, aka universal law. When things get out of whack, the snapback will be hard. And I believe that. I believe that natural sense of us. And that's what the book was saying. Like, we've lost our connection with the world. Mm-hmm. And I've always believed, like, and it could be coming, you know, with this whole, like, environmentalist, like, oh, global warming and all that stuff. I'm like, how once again, that's the human nature. How arrogant of us to think that we can fuck up the world. Mm-hmm. Like, the world, if we get to a point where we're intolerable for the world, it's gonna decimate us. That's it. The world's gonna be like, you're a virus. Get out of here. Mm-hmm. I really do believe that. Like, I believe, like, the world could easily be like, yo, I'm gonna send typhoons, earthquakes, everything. You guys are just obnoxious. That's the way I see it.
That's a good perspective, though, because, you know, the world is alive. Earth is alive.
It is.
We're living like on this like living, breathing like thing.
Mm-hmm. And there's other animals. Like, think about like humans. We don't really think of it in like a cosmic level. The fact that, you know, the Earth was able to find a sun that didn't explode, that it can rotate, that, you know, has a natural balance with air and water and all this, so that we can live. And like we got a like relationship with the animals. Like, some animals we can eat, feed us, some, you know, are defensive against us. It's like we don't understand this song and dance that is just the universe. Mm-hmm. It's like it's a melody that we're part of, and to think that we can just, I don't know. It's just, I think it's the ignorance of man.
We like to dissect it. We like to break it up into parts, things that we can understand.
Right.
So, like, just looking at not just, well, you were looking more at the universe. I'm looking more at, like, the Earth itself. Like, we don't look at, like, water as a living, breathing thing, but it's part of the ecosystem that is our life.
Right.
You know,
but it's still energy.
Life.
And I get what you were saying, that when you paused on it, it was that we think a lot. So everything is logical, but we forgot, we're constantly thinking, mm-hmm. We're forgetting to feel.
Yeah.
Like, we're not guiding ourselves with feeling anymore. And our ancestors used to do that. Like, our ancestors could tell, you know, just by touching the ground and feeling the water when there was a shift in something. Mm-hmm. It's like when animals, like, they know, hey, sixth sense, hey, some danger is coming, I'm flying away, right? And then us as humans, we're like, oh, what's going on? Bam, we get hit with something.
They say that, follow the animals, man.
Yeah. It's like animals are flying away, like, yo, there's a typhoon coming, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. And we're all like, this is fun. And it's like a big fucking wave coming, and we're like, oh, what the hell, this ain't fun. Like our ancestors used to be connected in that sense.
Yep.
And I hate it, because it's like we think we're so advanced, look at modern technology, and I'm like, yo, we're so stupid. Like, we're so isolated. Like, we're on this planet, but we're like isolated from this planet. Mm-hmm. If that makes any sense. Like, we're self-isolated. We're stuck to our technologies and our advancements as man, our accomplishments. It's like we forget about just the universe's accomplishments. I'm like, yo, that's a bigger magnitude than what, you know, we have done. And don't get me wrong, I love modern technology and everything that we've done, but we're infants compared to what the universe has done, you know?
Mm-hmm. This reminds me of an artist that I follow on IG. I haven't seen any of his work recently, but I don't remember his name either. I'll figure it out and, like, I'll post it in, like, our next video. I'll post it underneath.
Okay.
But he does, like, these amazing, like, little, like, cartoons, like, little animations, and it just, like, kind of reflects, you know, what it is that's going on. So, like, example, like, he has one where, like, everybody's, like, staring at their screens, and, like, the world is going to shit around them, because that's seriously, like, what one of our issues are right now, you know? Like, he puts a visual to the like the ironic way that the world is running.
Right. And that's exactly what the creators of that movie, Don't Look Up. Mm-hmm. that's exactly what they were trying to put out there.
Yep.
Like, look how crazy the world is that nobody would believe that an asteroid is coming to hit it. And if it was, people would leverage on the negativity of it. So Buzz Aldrin said, why is it called ADHD when it comes to reading a book, but playing a video game for 2 seconds due to lack of interest is not ADHD? Oh, that's a good question. How come we can know, like, hey, I don't really like this movie. I'm going to flip over to another movie, right? And then, hey, this movie's engaging me. Hey, I'm really into this movie now. Like, how come we could say that's not ADHD, but, you know, books and sitting in a classroom, they want to diagnose you, oh, you have ADHD. Or if you're trying to work or something like that, I don't want to do that shit. Yep. Yeah, I have ADHD too. But Ray, how do you have ADHD when you can play a video game for 8 hours? I don't know. Maybe I'm idiot savant. I don't know. I don't know.
You know what though? I feel like we as a society make people feel like they're like freaks if they don't go with the norm, and like, you know, as a society we do label them. Like some labels we no longer use, like calling somebody a retard. Like that's not nice, but it's a label, and in our mind we know exactly like who we're talking about. So
I think it's actually the opposite of that.
And you know, being developmentally different, I think it's actually more like a superpower. You know, it gives you a chance to explore life and take it in your own perspective.
No, I think we've been I think we've went down a rabbit hole of negativity where we've become a society of victimhood. And I think that we're now developing more labels. Victimhood. Like we all want to be victims. We don't want to be weak, and we don't want to have a problem. And I think that we've catered to the weak for so long that now they're dictating everything. So now we're just like, oh, label me something, medicate me, and I'll go on with my life knowing that I'm like this. And I'm like, I don't want to be like that. Like I said, I'm a free thinker. I wanna embrace that.
Yeah.
I know if we were living in a different time frame, you know, we could be a painter, we could be, you know, like I said, all these people who created something. I think they didn't have this mindset back then. Maybe they had something where like, oh, Picasso was weird. Like, oh man, that guy Picasso, he's weird. Because, you know, there's always social cues, right? There's social cues where people are like, oh, you're not part of the norm. But I feel like free thinkers were embraced more, whereas today we're coddling to say, hey, oh, you're not a free thinker, you're just labeled. Like with you, like I think you're a free thinker, where somebody's like, no, you have ADHD. You're a victim of this. You're a victim of mental issues. You're a victim of this, you know? And it's sad because I don't like that. I don't want to be a victim of anything.
I missed that. It's sad because what?
I don't want to be a victim of anything. I don't want to feel like I lost already before I started. I want to feel like I won. Right?
Yeah.
So
I was
Buzz
trying a different
why
audio. I was trying to put my headphones in and see if like the audio was better
is
for
it
me.
working?
But it wasn't. So I'm back.
Well, I was going to use my mic on my phone, but I realized that there's probably going to be feedback, so I have my earpods. So I don't even know if my mic is good.
I mean, you sound fine. I just think like, oh, maybe you don't sound fine because I'm having a hard time hearing you, and I'm thinking my volume is just low.
Cause I hear you fine.
Oh, you see, my volume is just low.
Huh? Oh,
my
the volume was
low. Volume
okay.
was just too low. Oh man.
So let me go through some comments here. So why do I like to hang with friends when everyone is going to be on their cell phones? Yeah, that's true, and that goes back to what Buzz was saying earlier. He was like, when I see people with a mask on, I don't see them as a human being. You know, and like once again, we're so tethered to technology. It's like we're becoming more robotic. We're becoming more neutral. We're not. Once again, we're more in tune with thinking, having our mind running all the time than feeling. That's why people can't be present, because present in the moment because they can't just say, hey, I got to let this stop. Like, well, meditation is supposed to help you realize, hey, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Let me enjoy this few minutes right now, right? Like, let me feel this right now. Let me feel my heartbeat. Let me feel that I'm alive. Let me feel the nature. Let me feel my energy, right? People forget to do that.
Yep.
And like, that's what we got to go out there. We got to be like, yo, knock that phone out so I can. No, I want to run up to somebody, be like, knock the phone out of their hand. They're like, what? And I'm like, stop, feel. Just feel. Feel, my guy, feel. No, just feel it, God. Just feel it. Oh.
So, Fuzz, I'm assuming you were telling me that I sound and look good, so thank you. But as I went to say thank you, I was like, what if you're talking to Ray? So, would you please clarify? Who looks and sounds good?
No, I think he's saying that we both look because we were talking about the audio, so I think the audio is coming out good. Trying to get kudos. Trying to steal my kudos?
No, I want to make sure because I was assuming and I was like, wait a minute. Leave me be.
Buzz has no favorites.
Yo, I noticed that though.
He loves us equally.
When I go out with friends and like everyone's on their phone, like it gets to me. I don't like that. And like I'll tell them. Like they're your friends. You're supposed to be able to tell them. So I'll tell them, be like, yo, you're ignoring me. You're staring at your phone. And like 9 times out of 10, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, it's just a habit because they're not in the same like mental awareness. They're not in the same like they don't have the same perspectives. Some people don't even realize that like there's a problem with like staring at our screen all the time.
Right, and that's why, and it's crazy because that's why I feel like I'm starting to get more in tune with being by myself. Like I'm actually really embracing it more. Like, just the fact that I now know how to be more present, right? And then I go out with friends and everybody else, and they just don't know how to let go of what's going on in their lives.
No.
And like I get it, but I'm like, yo, you're just letting life pass you by. Like, when's the last time I saw you? Let's just take in this moment.
Yes.
You know, it's sad. It really is sad.
And for honestly, some people, you know, it's a defense mechanism because they don't know what to say. They don't know how they're being perceived. They're like, oh, let me just stare at my phone so I'm not, you know, being pulled into this engagement, into this conversation. Right.
So yeah, it's you gotta kind of. That's why when I go somewhere, like I bring the energy. Like if I hear the music and the music's right, I'm bringing the energy. And I'm gonna make an ass out of myself so people can remember that night.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, getting into the mood, oh, like all this, and then like people go out because they want to enjoy it. So I go out there like I'm just that natural hype man. I'm making that noise. I'm pumping the music. I'm like, yeah, woo, and everybody like then everybody else is yeah, woo, and then people realize, oh, now I'm present. I'm enjoying the moment. So it's like I give that energy out there, and then I take it when it comes back because I'm like, yo, I want everybody to be in the moment. I need that. I need to feel that presence. That whole hey, let's unite our energies and make a memory. You know, like I don't know you, but you're seared into my brain now.
Yep. And people don't realize that either. Like the energy that's around them. Like some people are just like completely.
Oblivious,
you know?
Yeah. And you know what? Like I sometimes like I envy people like that. Like I envy you sometimes because you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could not know what's going on because I'm like I'm doing this and I'm like feeding in, and then I realize like I gotta stop sometimes because I gotta understand their agenda. Their agenda is to keep putting that out there. So I keep doing this, so I'm keep staying on that.
Right.
So then that's where I'll go and I'll be like, you know what, forget this. I'll throw my phone somewhere and then I'll put on a movie or something and be in the moment. And be like, look, whatever's going on in the world, I got this right now.
Okay.
I got this right now. I'm gonna enjoy this.
It's so funny because we have like this different perspective. Like watching TV is not being in the moment. That's the same thing as like scrolling on YouTube. Like I thought you were gonna say, "Oh yeah, I grab the boys and we go out to town." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's awesome."
Hey lady, we're still in like winter time over here. What are you talking about? I can't really go out, Mister Bahama Mama. Listen here, Bahama Mama. We all don't have palm trees where we are. Like no, we're getting a comment that we're clear, but it's low. So I think that's on your side.
And that's something that I'm editing right now.
Yeah, I think that's something with OBS. Yeah, because I think you just got to turn up the overall volume from Zoom.
Yeah, that's what I did. My little bars.
Bars.
All right, how's that? I moved everything around. I went ahead and adjusted the volume. Testing.
Hopefully that's better.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, being president is just going out there and going, yeah,
no,
30
no,
degrees.
So that's not.
20 degrees, rainy weather.
You know what? I was looking out the window earlier today and it's like flurrying and I'm like, why is there snow?
Yeah, your brain is like, you're like, what the hell is going on here? Like it was sunny and now it's snowing. What are you doing to me?
No, but
I think
oftentimes, you know what, it is in the summertime, but oftentimes, like, you and I both do this, like, we just take the kids and we just go outside somewhere, and that's so important.
Oh, I do that all summer long. All summer long. When the kids are with me, I'm like, we're going to the lake, we're going for a walk, we're going scooting. One is good for me. I usually
look up, like, random parks to drive to. Like, we'll drive 45 minutes to a park.
Yeah, like, yesterday I went for a walk. I was like, yo, it's like 60 degrees outside, so I went for a walk.
Yesterday was mild. I appreciated that. I actually traveled back home yesterday. So I came home, it was New York, and I was like, oh, it doesn't look so cold. And sure enough, I was like, oh, I don't even need to keep my coat on if I don't need to, you know?
It is March, so it's starting to warm up a little bit. So we've been getting like the 60-degree days. And I was like, oh, man, I can't wait for summertime. But then it drops back down to like 20. And I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting today to be in the 40s. I was expecting, it to be mild like yesterday. And I'm glad I like double checked the weather before I like sent my kids outside with no coats on for school,
But I definitely have right now, and't been having this for a while, like just winter blues. Like I feel like I don't want to go do anything. I'm hibernating, just eating. I'm like, I gotta go do something. I can't be a bear all my life.
Yeah, I like that we're able to do this remotely because now I know, like, hey, we don't have to miss an episode. Guys, this is great. Because to be honest, missing 4 episodes, that was a lot. Like, I felt it. You felt it. I, like, recorded myself. I made a little video last Wednesday. Not, like, this Wednesday just passed. The one before that. I made like a little video and I was just like, hey guys, it was actually
so let's talk about that because you text me and you were like, I don't know what to do. I always feel like it has to be about me, and you got to realize like it's not about you. Mm-hmm. You're the conduit for the message that you got to get out. It's about the fans. It's about the people.
Right.
So talk about when you do that. Talk to your fans. Like if you think differently, you have a different story, right? And you're trying to help somebody. Tell your story on how they got, how to help them. But it's all about them.
Right. So when I'm traveling and I'm out, I'm like, how do I do that? Like, what am I supposed to do? I think, over time, it's going to become easy. It's going to become second nature. But right now, I'm just like, well, I don't have Ray to, like, banter with, so...
Yeah, that is true. That's why, I was like, I can't do movie reviews by myself. I need somebody to banter. I really do. Because, I saw Batman the other day, and I was like, this movie is awful. What the hell? And so, I needed somebody to talk to him. And I'm like, I got nobody to talk to. I'm like, I need to do a movie review show with somebody so that we could just talk about just the movies.
All right, I'm going to show you guys the clip that I made for y'all when I was away. Camera rolling, so I can make some shorts for you guys and share with you. Hang on. Let me restart this. Let us know what you think. Let us know if I don't know how to work my telephone. Hey, Rivalry fam. I just wanted to jump on here and say hello. I am in sunny Miami, chilling poolside. I haven't really been on. I haven't been posting shorts. I've just been, I don't know, enjoying the weather, enjoying the pool, enjoying my children. My mom's out here. It was her birthday yesterday. But we haven't forgotten about you guys. Ray and I have been talking. We're contemplating whether we're going to be able to do the show tomorrow or not. But what he doesn't know is that I just booked a last-minute trip for next week also. So I'm going to be away again. And I'm really excited about that. You can tell from my voice. But also, like, it sucks because since Ray and I aren't together, we're not going live, we're not posting, and we're not connecting with you guys. And that sucks. So I'm going to get on him. Said we can do something because he's kind of hesitant. He's all like, oh no, you're on vacation, enjoy your vacay. But I'm on vacation next week too. Like, this is just what I do. I'm on the move. So we have to figure this out so we can do it remotely when he and I aren't together. So Ray, this is a shout out to you too. I'm going to need you to get it together, man. I need you to host. I'll call in and then we can just do it that way. So, yeah, we were thinking about you guys, man. We missed you.
Did you post that?
No, I didn't. I didn't post it.
Why? That was perfect. I'm like, I didn't see this. That would have been perfect. I mean, we disappeared for 2 weeks and you didn't give no explanation.
Yeah,
that would have been perfect.
That's true.
I was like, when did you post that?
No, I didn't. So you know what? And I'll tell you the reason why I didn't post it. I didn't post it because I felt like it was too short for an actual video, but it was too long for a short. So I was like, well, what do I do with this? And then
post it as an update. You should have put it up there.
Just put it out there.
And that's look, those kind of contents are okay because remember, like the short, you might have a lot more to say than a short. So it's better to have those kind of clips that can start trending.
Right.
You know? And then people may tune in, they see you, and then maybe get inspired to tune in to the full show. So it's like, yeah, put those out there.
Yeah, so, like, that's kind of what I've been starting to do. Like, just, like, recording myself randomly because I'm trying to figure it out, like, what it is that I'm supposed to be posting and, like, what to share with you guys.
Oh, shit, man, the video froze. They say they could hear us, but the video froze. That's weird. So they could hear us, but the video froze.
All right, so that should have helped. I learned the trick to, like, reset it.
Okay.
All right, so we're back. Hopefully.
We're back.
I'm gonna grab some water. I'm still close by.
Are we back? Can you guys see us? Hear us? We're good? Oh, heat on my feet. It was a nice day today, so I'm beach bumming it again. I'm just wearing my slides. Which, Lynn, I was looking at it, and you only gave me this one so far. You only gave me that one.
I only gave you the one?
Just the one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the heat on the feet. We're good? Oh yeah. They're saying we're good. We're good.
Yeah,
all
we're
right,
good.
Man. I'm telling you, I'm so jelly right now because I want to be in the beach vibe. Like I look at my slides and I'm like, I can't wait. Wait till I can wear you all day. There are days, though. Seriously, there are days where I'm like, I got my jeans and shirt on. I'm like, I'm gonna go like this, and the boys are like, no. I'm like, I'm just gonna walk out, drive around in my truck with my slides. It's just a whole different like mindset. And it's crazy because it's like you could tell like the positive that comes with like spring and summer, and like the negative that is just like fall's great. Like I love the fall, but you know what's coming around the corner,
right? Which
is winter. And winter is just like winter blues. It's like
Yo, I want to be a snowbird. I want to get the hell out of here in the coldest months. I think I'd stay here through like Christmas. And then January, February, I'd be somewhere nice and warm and just
Me too, because it's
life.
like January, February, March. Yeah, I want to like January, February, March. I want to be gone for those 3 months and then come back. Because I love the Pennsylvania area. I love like the wilderness, the woods, hiking, lakes, like all that is just, the Poconos is beautiful, right? And like I even love, like, I know you really don't care for the beaches along the East Coast, but I like the beaches along the East Coast. I like Delaware and, Ocean City. I want to go out to the Outer Banks. Mm-hmm. And like, I love all that on the East Coast. Like, I just don't want to be in Florida where it's just like nice all the time. It's like, I don't know, for some weird way, like I'm thinking about that. I'm like, then I'm just going to be like, I'm going to get acclimated to it. I'm going to be like, this ain't fun no more. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this ain't fun no more.
Fuzz, thank you. We look and sound good.
All right, perfect. Yeah, why did it freeze? It froze.
You know what? And I probably know exactly what happened. When I messed with the settings to put the volume a little higher, and I switched back to Zoom, it probably froze right then.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Zoom.
So I wonder how.
Or Streamlabs. Streamlabs seems to be a little touchy.
Oh, Streamlabs?
Yeah.
I wonder how all this would work. So you really need, you need a MacBook.
I don't need any more gadgets. None.
Well, you got a big ass, so you're using a big ass gaming laptop.
I am.
And I'm like, how you gonna travel with that?
I almost traveled with this. I could play Fortnite with the kids while I was away. And I was like, you know what? Let me not. Because it's super bulky. It's heavy. Like, TSA makes you take it out.
If you're cool with traveling with that.
It's too much. So, no, I need to figure it out on my iPad. You're right. I wasn't even thinking that. I was just like, I'm home. I have my laptop.
I love the video because you were like, yo, onus is on Ray for my desire to travel. So get the show going. I'm like, no, you figure it out. This is your fault. I was like, nope. I was like, look, I love this show, but I know I'm letting it ride this time. The second time around, I'm letting it ride. I'm like, let's see where Lynn takes it. Because you put the camera back in front of my face after a year, and you said, let's do this. So I was like, okay, let's see where you're gonna go with this.
No pressure. Jeez.
Look, you bring the heat, I'll bring the heat. We'll do this together. But you were like, Ray, figure it out. You host, I'll just join in. Like, oh, little pretty princess. Like, oh, look at me. I can just be in the Bahamas, but Ray does all the legwork. I'm like, hell no. Nope.
Your Surface Pro? How big is the Surface? I think I have a Surface, don't I? You left
No, you had the little Surface. I do have a Surface, but I don't know if it's gonna be because OBS it takes a lot of it's a workhorse. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, we could try it, and then you could try using the Surface because I have one. I have two actually. And then you had the Surface Go, so that was like the little thing.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a big Surface fan, so I got like 3 of them. I gave her one. I'm going to give her another one. She gets all my secondhand stuff.
No, you know what? A few years ago, you started making me like buy your secondhand stuff. You little cheat. That's not how it's supposed to work.
You don't buy. What did you buy? I gave you that Surface.
The Surface, I think you traveled back and forth with it like twice, and then you were like, I'm just going to leave this here. So you didn't actually give that to me. You just kind of left it here.
Yeah. Yeah.
What have I bought from you? I feel like I buy a lot of shit from you. And then I think about it, like, why am I paying for this?
Well, this is women's mindset. And this is like the stuff that irks me. Because like I love women. You guys are beautiful women. I love women. But the things you guys do is just like no logic whatsoever.
What do you mean?
I've given you old phones, old computers, old cars. Like, look, nothing was new, I guarantee that. But they was all used up old stuff, old video games that you've gotten so much over the years. And you're bitching and complaining because you gave me like $200 for something.
I did. Why'd you make me do that?
Why'd you make me do that? I'm your little sister.
What? That's so abuse.
It's abuse.
Yeah, it's abuse.
Oh, that's how Boost sounds.
So actually, my iPad I really only use for this, like for streaming. So I think I just need to figure out how to do screen share on there, which I saw in the settings. So I think we could just switch over. It should be no problem.
From the iPad, but I mean that's in line with what we've been using, which is the iPad, which is perfect for traveling. I think you need to find something that would be the same thing as far as like either a MacBook or a Surface, because those things are like paper thin.
Right.
And like what you got right now, you got a gaming laptop. That thing is like enormous to be traveling with. Like you have a big backpack.
No, I really did. I made my my Xbox remote and the wire fit in my luggage. I was like, I'll just carry the little like laptop.
At that point, you need to have a desktop on your back.
It's too heavy.
Like,
I didn't even travel with this, and I was struggling with my luggage. That shit was so heavy for no reason. The whole time I was like, I kept telling my girlfriends, I was like, damn, I like traveling with a man. They carry everything for me.
Once again, we just workhorses.
Yes, that's it. I need you to lift things up and put them down. That's it.
Literally, that's what. Yo, I thought it was funny. Because they just the stupidity of society. Like they want us to believe that men and women are equal. They're like equal, equality. So I'm like, okay, cool. Change the draft both men and women, since we're about to go to World War III. No, we're not equal. No, that's okay.
No, we need to care for the children and elderly, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ukraine was like, men must stay to fight this war. I'm like, what happened to the women? I thought we were equal. It's like they were able bodies from the age of 18 to 60, I think they said.
Oh, wow.
Of men.
Wow.
I was like, no. Look, you got double the fighters if you take women too. That way, if I'm getting drafted, you can get drafted. Oh, yo, that's like change up.
Yeah, I prefer not to be drafted. Thank you.
But I
also don't mind saying that like men and women we're not equal. We're more like yin and yang. Like we complement each other. You know?
Yes, we're not equal, but we need each other. Like that's what society has to start saying. We're not equal, but we need each other. Like you can't. We're puzzle pieces, and we need both puzzle pieces to to figure out what the image is.
To create the puzzle, to create that
vision. Right. And that's literally what life is. Like you can't, if you have us divided, life is not going to go on. And you can't pick and choose to say, oh, women are equal for these things and not for these things, because all that's going to cause is tension.
Yeah.
Like you got to acknowledge the difference. Like, look, we need men in society for this. We need women in society for this, and we both got to come together in this, like, kumbaya. Ooh, kumbaya, we're so peaceful. But that's what we need. That's what we need right now. We're laughing about it, but that's what we need. Like, we need that love. Yeah. I've been listening to so much more reggae music, and like the words has been really touching me. So that's where I'm like in tune with like just being present. Like it's a beautiful day. And
I went to a club in the Bahamas, and it was a local spot. It was local, and like the DJ, like in between the mixes and stuff, he'd come on and he'd be like, "Men," he's like, "if there's no foreplay before sex, that's childish." And then like he came back on later. He was like, "Yo, like, shit, what's the other one that stuck with me?" He was like, shit, something about positivity. It was something about positivity that really like stuck out with me. I was like, "Yo, I love this DJ." It's just, it was a different atmosphere.
But reggae music's
like
that. They were breathing
positivity. They were breathing like connection, and I like that. I like it a lot.
That's why. And like the more you listen to like the words, it's funny too, because like me and the boys will play something and we'll just sing like the chorus over and over, right? But then actually you like take a second and you realize what you're saying. It's like, oh shit, this is a positive message. So it gets, I don't know, it gets like cool. It sounds good and it's a good message. Where I can't go back to like people flaunting about their money and all that other stuff, all the superficial shit.
And
I'm like, I know. I'm like, I can't. I don't understand the craziness of being materialistic.
You should hear like my wake up playlist.
Oh, I know you can switch it. It's like you dance on both sides.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's good because you're like
local
you're gray.
Equals
you're like
scary.
right in the
exactly.
middle. You're gray.
Exactly. It was like, what are we doing here? But it was a good time.
Nah, local equals fun, man. Local always equals better. Like the local food is better. The local spot is better.
That's true.
The local beaches. Because when I went down to St. Thomas, right, the locals was like, yo, this is the local spot. Man, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
We were all, you weren't doing that on the I hate to say it, the tourist spot, the white spot, but they weren't really doing that. They're all like, I went to the one tourist spot and I was like, man, this is so boring. So I ended up going back to the other side, even though it's on the other side of the island. I was like, I don't know.
It's just different vibes. It's different vibes.
Yeah, it's more authentic. It's more fun. And yeah, it could be scary because, there may be, you might be put in a bad situation, but I know how to get out of those bad situations, Like, unless somebody has really ill will towards you, I think you can diffuse a lot of situations.
Yeah.
Like, once again, I do feel like positive energy is stronger than negative energy. Now, of course, somebody could be crazy.
I experienced that my first trip to Jamaica. One of the ladies that went on this trip, well, the person who planned this trip is the same one who planned the Jamaica trip a few years ago. So her and I and like a group of another 3 or 4 women were in Jamaica, and we ended up going to a strip club because we wanted to go out. We were talking to the locals, like, where do we go? Where do we go? Everyone was like, oh, go to this strip club. So we go to the strip club. Turns out Jamaica does not like that, like, they don't like lesbians. And not that any of us are lesbians, but if we go to a strip club, like, we're gonna throw a couple dollars, like, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna, we're gonna drink, we're gonna, laugh, we're gonna have fun. So they just weren't feeling us in there, and we ended up leaving, and one of the guys, like, followed us out. He was, like, cursing us out, but he was cursing us out in, like, Jamaican. Like, I don't know what the hell this man would say to me. So, like, I was giggly, and, like, I told him, like, as we're walking away, I was like, that's not fair. I was like, I don't even know what you're saying to me. I was like, that's like me telling you something in Spanish. And, like, it ended up diffusing the situation because he did, like, start laughing himself.
Right.
And it was just, it's one of those moments where you realize, like, hey, this isn't the place for me. Let me leave. And, you could do that peacefully. It doesn't have to be like, oh, fuck yeah, yada, yada. Like.
Right, exactly. It's the energy that you bring. You leave. Look, if you came in with a positive energy and you surround yourself, like, you see you're in a negative scenario, like, first off, a lot of people need to start waking up and being more tuned with their surroundings. Like, it's once again, it's like, you gotta stop being absent-minded. A lot of people are just out there, like, head in the clouds. You gotta kind of realize, where you are. And if you come into a place with a positive vibe and you sense a negative atmosphere, walk out with your positive vibe. Don't let that affect you, and don't let them, a situation happens, you just diffuse it.
Right. You don't have to interact and pick up that same energy.
Right.
You don't have to.
Exactly. Like, how many times I've been bumped to, drinks spilled on me, and, like, if I was another dude, in the club. Yeah, it happens. Like, if I was another dude, I'd be like one white guy. And there's been so many times where people, like, look, I'm a big dude. Like, I'm almost 6 foot tall. And just my presence, my size, I'm big. So people, like, they a lot of dudes got this alpha energy that they want to fight everybody, right? They always want to fight. And, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put myself in that situation. Like, even before I had kids, like, I have goals in my life. I'm not trying to do something stupid just to be macho, and then the next thing you know, I'm dead. Yeah. Like, that's the reality. Now, would I fight if I have to? Of course. Of course. I've been in situations where I had to get out of it. And you know what? I tried everything else I could have before I went to this, It's like you gotta understand that it's just the energy that's coming at you. You can diffuse that with your energy as well. Yeah. Like, when somebody bumps into me, I'm like, yo, it's no problem. Yo, hey, you been having a good time? Yeah, yeah. And then that guy ends up like, oh, seeing that I'm still happy and I'm still in the moment and I embrace him as my brother, it ends up with, oh, let me get you a drink since I did that.
Yeah.
I just got a drink out of it. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you know what? It's like, I'm not going to be like, oh, what the fuck, man? And then the next thing, like, I don't know how people can be in that negative energy. Like, you're out, you're present, you're about, you know? It's like.
And, like, you know what? Like, it's human to be clumsy even, you know? Like, so even if something could have been avoided and it doesn't get avoided because somebody just, you know, did a misstep, so what? So what? Like, that could be you. You know, you could be in that scenario where you just, oops. Like, some things are out of your control. And they're, you know, one of the things I like doing is, like, I like owning my mistakes because, like, I get it. Like, I'm human. I made a mistake and now I want to learn from it. Like, what do I need to do? What's the next step, you know?
Right. No, that's all part of growth. That's all just part of us being humans. Like, we gotta connect. Like, that's another thing. Like, we don't have that connection. It's like we're just on auto tune. Like, we're just on autopilot, you know? We're just living our lives and we forget about connecting with everybody else.
Yeah.
Which is funny because we want all our devices connected, right? You look at your Wi-Fi and you got like 30 things connected. And then like us as humans, like there's no connection.
Right.
It's like
in the comments, Trish said there are a lot of people that don't respect local culture and customs. As travelers, they feel entitled as if they were home. That's very true. That's so very true. I see it all the time. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, chill. Like, what are you doing?
That is so true. And I like me personally, I don't want to I don't like going somewhere and feeling like I'm an American. And it sucks because it's like maybe it's like I should have American pride, but I go there and I'm like, no, I'm humbling myself to partake in your lifestyle.
Right.
Like, this is your home. You're coming, like, wherever you travel, you're going to somebody's home. Like that place is somebody's home. So you should be there embracing the culture. It's like when you go to somebody's house, you take off your shoes, right? If that's what their house rules, you take off the shoes, right? You partake in their culture, you eat in their food. You know, it's like, be a good house guest. So when I go somewhere, like I try to not be that tourist. Like I try not to be that, you know, and maybe I am. And look, I'm sorry if I'm not paying attention to my actions, you know, forgive me for that. But I try to be like just me in your home when I go somewhere. But I've seen it. A lot of people are like very entitled, that American attitude when they go someplace. And I'm like, like to me, just seeing that, I'm like, you're not really enjoying yourself. Like just seeing you is ruining my day. Like, let me get away from you.
Yeah.
Like you see it, and it's just like, that's why I'm like, I really do believe like there's that energy, that aura, and that aura, it may not be like a actual like visual thing you can see, but you can sense it. Like if you're in tune with things, you could sense it. You could sense it like when somebody is just, when a couple is somewhere and you know like they're having marital problems. Like, you can sense that.
Yes, you can.
The chemistry's off and there's negative energy, you can sense that. Did you also sense when somebody is just a really bad person? Like I could walk into a club or a place and I could see that. Like I could sense that energy. And I try to like stay away from that person.
Yeah, you don't want that around.
No, you don't. And that's what I'm saying. Like you could avoid most problems.
I feel like I don't pick up on that energy. Like just like the bad in people. And like that's left me in some crazy situations too, you know, like trusting the wrong people because you know, that's the energy that I haven't learned to read.
Yeah. And that's why like it's like you gotta be in tune with your environment and what's going on. Like you gotta sense that energy. And it's just like you could tell, like, and I hate to say that like some people are just far gone. Because I do want to believe in redemption and people could be changed. But like, there's some people that you just like have a sense of negative energy coming out of them that I think it's like just too much. And that's where, you know, you end up with like these psychopaths and these people out here who are just like, look, I do believe I could kill somebody if I need to, out of necessity. Right? You threaten my loved ones, you threaten me, you threaten my kids. You know, I know I'm going to do what I have to do. Yeah. But the fact that some people just get off on killing people, that to me is just...
That's a different...
Like you absorb too much like negative energy. Like I do believe like right now the world's in tune to negativity, but I think a lot of people are not knowing that they're doing it. I think they're still good and they can come back to the positive side.
Yeah.
Like I do believe in like the majority of the energy out there can be redeemed. Like if it's 90% negative, I think we can get it back to, 70% positive.
Yeah.
I don't think there's hope for those 20% that's out there that's like just straight negative. Like,
I mean that's true, but you know what? That's where like the yin and the yang come in. Like that balance comes in. Like there's always gonna be negativity in the world. There's always gonna be negativity around you. It's a part of this thing called life, but you can choose to hold on to and follow that positivity. You can choose to allow that to be your life.
Right.
And it's a mental switch that we have to like figure out how to control.
Right. And honestly, like you gotta understand that there's people who are power hungry out in this world, and they're gonna rule with whatever way they can rule.
Yep.
If we're not gonna come quietly, they're just gonna use whatever tactics, fear, anxiety, whatever they can do to break our strengths and our beliefs. That's why we've been losing a lot of traditions,
Yeah.
Because that makes us stronger. When you have strong beliefs, strong traditions, a strong boundary, nothing can mess with you. Nothing can scare you. Nothing can the unknown doesn't really scare you because you have that foundation to help keep you grounded and guide you. That's why the family dynamic is so strong.
Yeah.
And that's why families are being broken up.
Yeah, because like in a healthy family environment, there are two parents, and even if they're not parents, even if they don't have children, like a typical family, you think of a man and a woman, and they are the other person's rock, the other person's writing board, somebody to like talk to and like bounce ideas off of, somebody who just they understand your heart and they know you and they're able to calm you when the storm gets too rocky.
Right. They're writing, if anything, they're writing shotgun through whatever you're driving. To like life sucks. It's a hard struggle, and to be able to have somebody you trust to ride with you together through the hard times, it's phenomenal. That's why when you see marriages that were like 20, 30, 40, 50 years, it's like, man, you deep down inside, everybody wants that. Everyone's like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, everybody we want somebody to share life with, the good and the bad. Right. And it's sad because there's so much out there. And the book, The Art of Loving, it talks about that. It talks about how, men are programmed to want a woman or feel like they love a woman who's attractive. And then women are programmed and taught to go after a man who has resources, right? Successful, who has money and all that. And so it's like, but none of that really matters. It's the individual. And like we're taught to love in a very superficial way. And like that's what the book was trying to get at, was that we need to start learning how to love again. Right.
And then, oh man, the book was great. It went through like 5 different types of love. I was like, damn, there's so many. I was like, that's so dope. It was like brotherly love, motherly love, erotic love. And then there was like the other 2 I couldn't get to, man. I'm still listening to it. I was listening to it 15 minutes. I'm like, 12 minutes in.
So, is this a book that you'll actually like get the whole audiobook and hear the whole thing, or are you only gonna do like that 15-minute recap?
Maybe, or I'll go back to it. And I like going to these different topics. Like I do agree. Like me and you, look, we're siblings, right? So what you think you have problems, I'm gonna empower it. So the fact that I don't want to stay 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours reading something, but get the gist of it in 20 minutes. Like somebody will say, oh, that's ADHD. But that's how I'm going to empower that. Because I'm still getting knowledge. I'm still growing. Right? So I'm not going to leverage my weakness. Or I am leveraging my weakness, actually. That's why I am. I'm not going to harp on my weakness. I'm leveraging it. I'm using it. I'm using it as a tool. It's who I am.
I think I asked you for the name of that last time. Did you give it to me, or did I think I lost it. I don't have
the
it.
app?
I need it again.
It's called Headway.
Headway?
Yeah, and then I think there was like a year. If you go, they give you like a free trial, and then I went through Apple Pay, and I was able to sign up for like a 1 year subscription. I think it was like $20 or $30.
Oh, that's cool. And since you use it
Yeah,
so much, it makes sense.
No, so it's a lot of great books. What they do is they take all like the books that are out there and they just summarize it. And they feed you like the great content, and there's an audio. So it's like as you're, the narrator is talking to you, reads you the book for 15 minutes. So I sit here and I do that with my coffee. So I was doing that with my coffee and my oatmeal right before I came on here. I got to go back and finish it. I got to go back and finish it. But it was fitting because like it's talking about all this stuff, right? And then it all ties in together. It all makes sense. Like it's like the world needs to get back to love, which is that positive energy, right? We need to get back to putting that positive energy out there. Or not, we will see World War III. We'll see all these nuclear events, and we'll be gone.
Yeah.
That's what we could keep going down the road of negativity and eradicate ourselves, or start changing it and have a better outcome.
Did you see that show on Netflix, The 100, where it was like the kids were sent back down to Earth to see if it was inhabitable again?
Yeah, I saw like I think I saw like the first 2 seasons or something like that. That was actually a good show. Huh?
That just reminded me of it for some reason. Just what we're talking about. How it's like,
so it's like the outcome?
Yeah, like the outcome, and how like we just keep fighting each other until like we kill us all off, and it's like this group of 100 people are sent back to the Earth to explore and see what's what, and it's like they find an inhabitable piece of land. Someone else also like wants this land, and like boom, once again like we're clashing and fighting.
Once more again, yeah. And then if you notice all the conflicts, all the major conflicts in that show, and all the minor conflicts between like the characters. We're all driven by a selfish action, It's all driven by like selfish desires.
Yeah.
And that's once again, like that was the first love that was mentioned in that book was brotherly love. And like that's what the author was trying to hammer down was like, look, we lost that connection with, the planet and the animals and Earth. The last thing we have as human beings is the connection between us, and we're losing that. We're losing that. We're losing just understanding that we are humans, we are united, we're one species, we're in this together.
Yeah.
Like no matter what you do, your action is gonna affect everybody else. So it's like we gotta change. We gotta have that shift. We gotta do things in a more global scale and understand that we gotta stop being selfish. We gotta stop being materialistic, and realize like, yo, let's start giving back in. That's why I was like, I was gonna actually reach out to you and be like, I want to start volunteering.
Yeah.
So I know you're now the chair. I say that in a teasing tone, but I'm actually proud of that. That you started as a kid, because I went into the group first, just trying to get girls. Right, I gotta be honest. My buddy was like, "Yo, come join this after school program. There's some girls there." I was like, "All right, cool." Right. And then, I passed it on to you, my little sister. I was like, hey, I'm joining the military. You should join this. You started going, and now fast forward, you're running things.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm bringing my children into it by, getting them involved with our summer camp.
To camp and all that, yeah.
Yep, and they have something to look forward to. Like, when I get to high school, I'll be in the youth program.
Yeah, and then it's crazy because, like, I was your camp counselor. You were the little camper, and I was your camp counselor.
Yep.
And then fast forward, you became the camp counselor. Your kids were going, and now fast forward, you're going to be organizing all that, and then your kids are going to grow up, and you're going to see. But that's great. Like that. That's what we need to do as a society. We need to embrace, helping others.
Yeah. And I feel like this is like my connection to my community. I feel like this is something that I'm able to give back and do, and it's something that I'm passionate about, and like it's something I look forward to.
Right, and then what was it? Like the other, you hear, especially like with men's group and men's community, and even men like YouTube, channels that are geared towards men. You hear like a lot of negativity, and so I'm like, all right, so you hear all this negativity, but you still have a natural drive to be with somebody, right? As a man, I want a woman. I was built to be a husband. I was built to, to be in a relationship. I like being a dad. Like, I want that. That stuff makes me feel completed.
Yeah.
Like, me, the fact that I gave life, well, all this other stuff doesn't matter. Like, all to me is like, yo, that's it. Like, I got to make sure I keep my legacy alive.
Yeah.
So it's like, I see that. And then, you know, you hear, like, you see all this negativity, and it's like, nobody really tells you, like, the positive. Like, how do you find a good woman, right? How do I find a good woman? And, like, I finally pull up a post, and it was something like, hey, go volunteer. Go volunteer, because, if she's volunteering, she's giving herself. She's giving her time, her value, right? A lot of people say church. And I'm like, I know, like, I have my hesitancy with church, because they're corrupt as well. But I don't know. I want to go down there. I don't want to knock church.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm very spiritual. I'm not religious. I'm very spiritual. So I understand the parallels. Like, I understand, like, as I'm getting more in tune with my spiritual side, like, I understand what the church provides, but I feel like they can do it a lot better. Once again, they're motivated with the negative parts, money, right?
Right.
Status. They're not motivated by the positive part, which is community. Some churches are, some churches help, but once again, I feel like they're helping to get a kudos in the society, right? I don't know. You went to a church for help. You got a personal.
I did. So I went to my childhood church for help when I had my house fire, and they did offer me, financial assistance. They were able to, give me a one-time donation. But I didn't feel like it was a community thing. It would have been different if they were like, hey, like, we're going to talk about it, like, in next sermon, we're going to mention it. And, allow, like, the different members of our congregation to, like, help in whatever way they can. It was more like a, hey, we'll give you some money because we know, like, you're going through a rough time, but that's all we can do for you.
Right.
So that I won't say it in, like, a negative way, like, oh,
you're neutral.
Like,
you're neutral,
me.
And I get
but
it because they help.
It's a difference.
Right. You're neutral, and I get it because they helped in a financial way. But once again, that's not always what you need. Like, I think you would have been like, yo, keep the money, but have the community come as a community.
Yeah, because,
and like have churchgoers come help you.
It could have been like, oh, well, this person knows how to install windows, and this person knows how to, teach you how to do the flooring. Because it wasn't even like, oh, I wanted to, like, sit back and let them do it. Like, no, I put, like, sweat into building this. Like, even the people who did volunteer their time and come over here, like, they worked with me, not for me.
Right. You needed a mentor. You needed direction. You needed help. You needed just that human connection. That's really what you need.
That I feel, and like, I didn't know that's what I needed at the time. So maybe if I would have asked them for that, it would have been different outcome. But looking back, like, that's what I could have used as far as, like, the community piece when it comes to, like, my church.
Right. And honestly, and once again, that goes back to that saying. That goes back to the saying of, give a man a fish, he eats for one day, right? Teach a man how to fish.
Eats for a lifetime.
Eats for a lifetime.
Yep.
This is exactly what you needed. You needed help for just how like you said, electrical, rebuild, carpentry, all that stuff. You needed all that stuff to somebody to teach you how to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how do I spackle this? I don't know how to do any of that. And you were watching YouTube video.
Yeah.
But somebody who could come and just donate an hour or two of their time and give you guidance, that's really what you needed.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like, maybe it was you and how you presented the help. Like, hey, can you just make an announcement? I really need the money. I just need an announcement for people to just show me how to do this because I'm rebuilding on my own. But, like, that's what I want society to come back and be connected and be about, helping and just being a part of a community. So, like, if there's, like, actions or homework or just, like, a takeaway from this, it's like, how do we go from the world is at a negative tipping point where it's like World War III is coming to bring it back down, bring that tension back down and just have us to a point where we're all singing Kumbaya. We're at the ending of The Grinch. We're all singing.
I think it definitely has to start within our local communities, and, like, that's what they say with, like, business, too. You're supposed to, like, act locally but think globally. Like, that's exactly what we need to do. We need to think about this, like, what do we do in our community? How do we contribute to get that trickle started? And, you know, like, once it starts trickling, like, the water's eventually gonna, like, burst through. It's gonna come gushing out. But there has to be, like, a start, and that's what we need to do. How do we start this, like, positivity movement?
Yeah,
you know?
Right. How do we do this?
Because that's how we grassroots this in 2022.
Like,
you have a movement.
yeah, it's literally a grassroots movement that we have to start infecting people at the community level. And like, look, we have no political affiliation, right? Like, whatever you are, whatever race, whatever. Look, we're neutral. You don't see none of that. We're just about saying, look, enough is enough. Everything is going this direction. We need to turn the ship around. So it's like, look, it's just we gotta start singing "Kumbaya." I say that, but that's what's the song at the end of The Grinch when he takes all the gifts and they just come out into town and they're like, yeah. That's literally what we all gotta do. Hands across America. It will stop wars. Like, I say it in gesturing and joking and just to be funny because that's how I am. But I really do believe that. I really do believe deep in my heart that if we start just like enough with this noise.
Yeah. Go to the comments. We have some more comments.
All right. Did you find someone to teach you in the end?
Yes and no. I would say I'm self-taught. I call my home the Frankenstein house because, like, if you look really closely, like, there are just so many things where I was just putting stuff together and making it work. But, like, I also have, like, so much pride in this house because, like, what I did was I did ask for help and I did, you know, find help here and there. But ultimately, like, I looked on the internet and I found the answers that I needed. I learned how to, like, install things and how to build things. And, you know, like, there are a few things in my house. Like, my stairs, like, needed, like, a new banister. So, somebody came and, like, he volunteered his day and, like, he built it out. And, then, like, somebody different came and, like, put, like, the drywall over it. So, I mean, it was really a huge effort between, like, me just being determined to do it and asking for help, you know?
And that also, like, I think a lot of, I mean, the community did help too. Like, you had your neighbors who came by.
I have a great community. Even, like, the day it happened, I wasn't home. So when I arrived home, like, the commotion had blown over already, you know? Like, the fire was out, the department was already gone. And, like, my neighbors, they really pulled together. Like, I had one neighbor come over and they, like, helped me, like, board up my windows because I had to, like, board it up. It was, like, uninhabitable. Like, another neighbor, like, offered an extension cord from her house, like, across the other neighbor's house to my house, like, have power. Yeah, like, that's my community really came together, and, like, that presence was felt.
And didn't your ex's family also come and help you with a lot of stuff too?
Yeah, my ex's family,
which is really cool.
You know, and you know what? They were the ones who did, like, the majority of, like, the donations for, like, GoFundMe. Was, like, people that were supporters of him. It was his tribe that kind of like stood together and helped me also.
And that's very that's, how do I say that? That's very motivational in the sense that it's really, like, it surpassed that whatever you guys had. Which I hate when people break up and people are like, oh, taking sides.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck her, oh, fuck him, all this crap. And they don't, like, no, that's not really how it should be. Like, okay, whatever didn't work between you guys shouldn't kill whatever relationship you had during the relationship.
Right.
Right?
And then my other ex, his family, like, really, like, came together and helped me, like, in raising my youngest. You know, like, my youngest has so many places that he calls home. Because, like, I kept open relationships with his family. Like, he had a huge family. So his family helped, too. And, it just, I don't know. Like, it was a blink of an eye. Like, I feel as though it was, you know, so long ago. But it's only been 2 years. Like, you know? So, I don't know.
Hey, time goes by, though. See, time goes by quick when you're in that positive light, you know? When you got when you're in that tune with, and I'm not saying life has to be perfect. Look, I get it. Life sucks. Life sucks. But when you're in tune with just being positive, like go through life with a smile on your face, you know? It reminds me of this anime. What's it called? My Hero Academia, where one of the heroes, he's like fighting, but he's doing it all with a smile on his face. Like he's just fighting the bad guy, like he's whooping his ass, right, all over the place. But he's doing it with a smile on his face, and I'm like, damn, that's motivational. I gotta do that. Like, can you imagine just getting shit on all day? Like, I'm doing it with a smile on my face. Like, look, I get it. It's hard to do, but that's really what we have to do.
Yeah.
It's like, look, we could either bitch about it or just get shit done.
Yeah.
I think I said that. Didn't I say that when we were out and I was like freezing because we were dressed up in our Final Fantasy costumes? And somebody was like, oh man, you must be cold. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to bitch about it.
Right.
It's like, look, this was my decision. I'm going to live with it. I'm going to suck it up. Suck it up, buttercup. You know? That's what I got to tell the world that sometimes. Like, yo, suck it up, buttercup. All right, we got more comments.
Wow, Ma, she's coming at me. I did have another neighbor. His name was not Mike, but it was close. Miguel. He had like a 2-story ladder, and he came over and like he loaned it to me for like a year. I had that man's ladder. I did return it. Thank you, Ma. But yeah, that was another neighbor that
like. She called you Ned Flanders. She's like Ned Flanders.
Just,
you took his stuff.
What they were able to, and then they offered what they had to offer.
No, she didn't call you Ned. She called you a homer. You borrowed from Ned and never gave it back. Damn,
so
Homer.
I saw a barn blown down in PA, and the Bakers built it back up in one day. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yo, shout out to the Amish because the more I'm living my life, the more like when I was young, I used to make fun of them. Oh, look at that, that's so funny. They're so ass backwards. And now the older I'm getting, the more I'm like, man, I really wish I could be like the Amish because they've embraced a more simple life, but they're happy.
Yeah,
you know. It's like they have survival skills. They're gonna survive us, right? If there's some kind of fallout, and as long as they weren't directly hit, man, they could build a house anywhere. Like they said, they built a house in a day.
Yep.
They got horses. I'm like, I need a horse right now with these gas prices. I was like, yo, can I get a horse? And then it's crazy because everybody's like, oh, this is a push for electric cars, but you know, with everything that happened with Kofifi in California, they were threatening to kill people's power. They were like, if you don't comply with our mandates, we're gonna cut your power.
No way.
So you're gonna be stranded in a car. Like with no car. And that, in the other sense, Canada. They threatened, yeah. Canada was like taking people's bank accounts away for protesting. I'm like, this is crazy, man. That's why I believe in crypto.
I couldn't imagine that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like when you threaten somebody's livelihood, like I hate people who are in the stores and they're like, I'm gonna get you fired. I'm gonna get your job. Shut up. No, you're not. And like for you to even like threaten somebody's livelihood like that, like that's not a good person. You know, like think about what you're saying. Like nobody wants to work. You know, people that work because they need that income, that resource. Like you're such an asshole.
Right. And that's somebody who's not in tune with what's going on in the world. It's like, yo, just look, your life sucks. I get it. But my life sucks too. Like you said, you working, I'm working. Yeah. Just because you may be, you know, I don't go to your place of work and say, hey, I'm gonna get you fired.
That's not cool.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like, yo, I don't know. Some people are just self-entitled. It's just entitlement.
Oh, man, we're getting snow tomorrow. Shut the power.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Oh.
Who said
That's
that?
what I said. We're getting snow, well, in New York City, so maybe it won't hit us. I'm actually back home. I'm back home in New York. I came back yesterday.
For now.
For now. All right, so that makes sense to me. They were having parties, so California was shutting their power down. That's still crazy though.
But yeah, once again,
I'm just gonna have like the energy guys, whatever. Like Sunset Energy is gonna come out and cut your power.
Yeah, it was. But you know what?
I paid my bill. That's not how we negotiated this deal. That's not okay.
Yeah, no, it was literally the government wanted to be a parent that was like, do as I say, not as I do.
Wow.
Because I'm guaranteed they were doing whatever fundraisers, whatever they had to do.
I feel like that's something that needs like correcting. Wow.
See, but that's where once again you shift it to the negative. It was like, I'm angry. Mm-hmm. Where I was like, you know what? We should have been like, fuck that. Take my power. I'll dance in the candlelight. Let's go. You're not gonna break me.
Right.
And that's where Canada, I think that's what they did. Thankfully with crypto, mm-hmm. right? Canada, these protesters was like, you're not going to break us. You're not going to break us. Enough is enough. You got us backed in the corner.
Yeah.
Like, enough is enough. And so they fought. They took their money away. They got donations, right? They were towing the truck. They blocked it so they couldn't get their tow truck. Like, these guys were like, look, enough is enough. You're not going to break me. Mm-hmm. And once the more people came together and they had a sense of community, that's what empowered them even more.
Yeah.
And once again, what was it? He said party. So a group of gathering, 20 people to come together to talk about what's going on, that's dangerous. That's why I was like, no, let's break this up. And I was like, I'll be like, yo, take my power. It's California. It's beautiful anyway. Take my power. I'll open a window and light up a candle. Let's go. But we're as humans, and modern, like the modern age, we're so tied to those creature comforts. Mm-hmm. So like we can't, like, oh my God, you can't take away my power. I need power.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, we've done it for centuries, in the past, and we survived. We got to do it now if we want to survive, right? Like, turn off the lights. Let's go.
I think I'm live with the Amish. I think so. Like, I have the peace in me. I could do that.
You got the peace in you, but you got to do the manual labor. Are you ready for that?
That's true. I think I'll go live with the Amish and have a lot of babies.
Like I was watching videos, like I think it's therapy for me, but I watch these videos where this guy goes out to the woods. He's not talking. He goes out with like a couple of tools, like survival tools. And he goes and he'll just chop down nature and build himself like a survival, like a house. With like the branches he just cut, he put it together. He's making like mud balls and he's putting together like for cement and he's getting rocks out of the lake and he just ends up with a little like shelter that he can live in. And he's eating out there, right? And then at night he has the cam, the night vision camera, and it's showing the wild animals just running by, foxes, boars, and all that. And I'm like, man. Like I look at that and I'm like, I can't. I need to engage in that. I gotta do that. But I'm like, I can't survive. I would not be able to survive. I gotta do that.
Yeah.
And once again, that's him in tune with nature.
And it made me realize, like, we complain about things, and like it's part of the entitlement of being like, in the U.S. But we complain about things. Like we'll say, oh, I'm hungry. It's been hours, haven't eaten anything.
I'm starving. I'm starving.
Yes, but we haven't actually felt that need.
Sense of starvation.
We haven't actually felt that sense of starving,
Yeah, I know. That's why, like third world countries, they look at us and they're like, why are the rich always fighting the rich? Mm-hmm. And you mean like they're fighting against the rich? Like, no, everybody in America is rich. You guys got running toilets. You got homes. You got a roof over your head.
Yeah.
You got power. It's like you guys all got money. Mm-hmm. What are you bitching about? And like once again, I know because I've been on both sides. I know being poor sucks. I know life sucks. Being middle class sucks because now Biggie said it: more money, more problems, right? So they're like, yeah, I'm stepping up in life, but now here comes more responsibilities and more problems. Yeah. So you never get out of that rat race. I get it. But this all goes back to us not being present. This all goes back to us not embracing our blessings.
Yeah.
It's like, look, life could be better, life could be worse. Love you too, bud. I'll see you tomorrow, buddy. Oh, my boys, they're growing up so fast. I say that all the time.
Yeah, man, time flies by when you like look at the kids growing up. It's like, what?
Yeah, I know.
How?
I know. This fall, I'm gonna have a high schooler. I'm like, oh my goodness. Whew. Freshman. Oh my goodness. I feel like I was just in high school. Like, to me, high school was just like yesterday. And I'm like, oh my god, it's been like 20 years, man. All right. So what comments we got going on over here?
None for a while.
All right. I feel like this show has been going by quick. I don't know if we're firing on cylinders and we're on it or like we're just ranting. Like, I love the topic though because it was very broad. So I feel like we could just bring it all back together.
Yeah. There we go. There they go.
Oh, all right. You have to get rid of that sense of wanting more when we have plenty. That's exactly what I was saying before. It's like we're always chasing after the next biscuit, and like literally we're just that horse with the carrot dangling in front of us, just chasing after that.
And it's honestly like every 3 miles that the horse walks on that damn thing, like the carrot drops and they kind of look at it and then the new one's there, so they get distracted again and like you want like more and more, but it's like, dude, you have so many, like enjoy that shit.
You could see it so obvious with like every year the new cell phone comes out and everybody lines up for that new cell phone, even though it's the same exact thing from last year.
Yep.
It's like,
stop it. I like getting a new cell phone every year.
And look, I did it too. Don't get me wrong. I did it too, but you got to acknowledge what it is. Yeah. And like, this is the only way to change is when you acknowledge you have a problem. Like, I've been guilty of it too. Like, I've been guilty. And I think that's why I switched over to an iPhone, because I was like, look, I just want it to work, right? I'm not chasing after all these crazy features anymore. I just want it to work. And I don't want to have to worry about it anymore. Because it just became stressful after a while. Like, oh, I gotta get this one. I gotta get this. Like, no, man. It's like I don't need that no more. Like, I'm done with that. So now when I upgrade, I just upgrade because I need a new battery.
That makes sense. You know what? It's kind of weird that you're saying it now because like Ma just got a new cell phone, which was actually an older iPhone. It's an older model,
right?
But for mine, it's
still working.
New and like it's great. You know, it's great and it still works. It does everything it has to do. And it kills me.
It kills me that she's gonna have to upgrade, not because functionality or the technology or anything like that. She has to upgrade because they're limiting her. They're like not letting her do certain apps, which is just a web page to a front, it's just a web page. It's like, why are you closing this app down? Oh, because you're forcing her to upgrade. It's like, once again, it's like you try to get away from that dangling carrot, and that's what they do. It's like, oh, well, this is what you want in life. This is what you want in life. How dare you want to get out the rat race? You don't want to buy shit? What? You don't want to be a slave? You don't want your trinkets?
Like pushed me into this mentality. It was having the fire in my house because, like, going from having so much to not having like anything, I was like, holy shit! I guess I really didn't need any of that stuff. Like life was still good. Life was still beautiful. Yeah. Life went on without all the stuff that was like, ooh, I want this, I want that.
Yeah, it's like, look, as long as you're alive, you can change your life. Look, if you are breathing, you've been blessed with another day, you can now navigate to where you want to go.
Yeah.
So if you're here and you're alive, but you're here, start working to get over here. You want to make more money? Supply and demand. What's in demand? And navigate there.
Yep.
That's it. And it's like, look, like I think one of the comments on like a few episodes ago was that you need two incomes. Like the big lie is that you need two incomes to support a family. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's all this. It's what you want. It's what you want out of life. You want to be house rich and have the big ass house that costs $600K, or are you cool with living in a mobile home?
Yeah.
I can take a mobile home. I want to live in a van right now. Look, I want to be a vagabond. I want to be like, I want to be just traveling, because that to me is the ultimate freedom. I just want to be gone and be on the road and just go everywhere and see things and just be nomadic and just be like, no, I'm done. I don't want to, like right now, my ball and chain right now is this house. Mm-hmm. And though it's a blessing, I'm like, I know, I want to let go of that too.
Yeah.
I want to let go of that. So it's like, you gotta ask yourself, what is it, what's important?
Hang on, I gotta
we froze again?
This call. Hang on.
Oh, no. Business call. So let me read the comments because she muted. I don't know if you guys. I was like, I'm curious. Oh, what's going on? All right, so.
You emailed me today.
Fuzz Aldrin said, "I tell my friends from India, our poor AKA homeless got Mercedes gold chains and expensive clothes, and that's true. Sometimes you look in the urban areas, you know, if you looking at like the definition of, you know, poor, middle class, rich, each one of those classes, there's from Mercedes, there's BMWs. They may not be the top of the line, but they're hand-me-downs. Some of these countries, they don't even have running cars. Well, they have cars from the 80s. And yet, once again, we feel so entitled to bitch about everything that's happening in our lives. Like, it's sad. It's sad. It's like we gotta realize globally that there's more going on than just what's happening, you know, in our day-to-day lives. Like we gotta start being part of that whole.
All right, it might be in my spam.
Community.
Let me just go through and figure it out. So, what does he need to do? What do you need from me? I appreciate that you're calling me.
Trish said iPhone is notorious for that. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't know that. I just thought it was, hey, you get an iPhone, it lasts forever. But they throttle you. They do a lot of shady stuff behind the scenes to push you to get that new phone, that new shiny phone, and that breaks my heart because you should stand by your product. Like if your product is that solid, which they are, and they can last 10 years, you know, and I get it, they're a business, they want to make that money, so they push you into the next one. But man, it's still shady tactics. I don't know. I don't like it. Fuzz Aldrin also said, I threw out over 100 bags through my whole home construction. Yeah, you know what? And that's another reason why, like, I see this house and I'm like, one, this house is way too much for me. Like I'm not overexposed financially with this house. I actually got it as a foreclosure, but it's just overexposed for me personally, my life. Like I feel like it's too big. Like I got too much crap everywhere, and I could definitely go through throwing it all out. Like there's stuff, like there's boxes in my basement that I haven't opened. Like why are they there? And it irks me that they're still there. Like I really do need to go just do a physical spring cleaning to get me better, feeling better. Like, all right, this house is empty. It's a ghost town in this house. I can just get rid of it and move on.
In other classes, I'm like, oh, maybe he's just not, maybe he doesn't understand there. He's just not getting.
Mom says, yes, I'm enjoying my old new phone. Look, it's old to somebody else, but it's new to you, and you're enjoying it. And that's what's beautiful about it. And that's why it irks me even more that they're doing those practice where certain apps can't be on that phone because you enjoy your phone, you love your phone, and you should be able to use your phone to its fullest capacity. Like it really irks me that that's their practice. But I get it. They're pushing you to that new line. Which if Verizon will work with us, we would get you, a new phone, but they only got good promotions for new lines, not existing lines. All right, and that's it for comments. I'm really curious to see what she's talking about. Oh, she's shaking her head right now. She's shaking her head. Look at the look. Ooh, she's like, ooh, school. Oh, I probably have to do it school. Because that's how she took the call. Oh, somebody's being bad. I guarantee it's one of her boys. It's one of her boys. I've been down that road. Ma can put in the comments how I was a bad kid.
All right. I'll definitely, make changes on this side to see if we can get him to change his attitude towards this. Like, this isn't okay.
Yeah, and you know what, though? The other day, my son, he kind of triggered me to the point where I was like, yo, do you know how good you have it that you want to be challenging me and the things that you are doing now, that the punishments I would get in my time?
I'm so sorry.
And I was like, I told him, I was like, Grandma whooped me with the belt. She whooped Titi with the belt. I was like, Grandma had me do this. And I was like, yo, that was different times, but I'm glad my mother did that stuff because it just, like, I do believe that saying, spoil, you know, was it? Wow. Forget the rod, spoil the child, or I forgot how I was saying, but like, you don't hit your kids, they're gonna grow up being spoiled as brats. So it's like, I went through it, and I hope I put the fear in him, because he was like really starting to challenge. Like, you could see that, you know, he's 9, but he's really starting to challenge with the whole, like, insubordination. Like, he's like, are these really the rules? Or can I do this? I'm like, boy, I'll show you how quick. I was like, I was really fighting it because I went through it. And I was like, you need to go through this. Yeah, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Oh my God. We are not sparing the rod this time. We are not spoiling this child. So my oldest, I'm going to spill all the tea. My oldest, all right, the COVID year was really difficult for him. He didn't want to focus on school. Like, it wasn't for him to be doing like this whole online learning thing. Cool. So I felt like I had to give him some room because, you know, being online learning is new for everyone. And my first semester in college that I switched to online learning, I failed every class. I failed every single class. I had 4 classes. I failed every one because I hadn't, acclimated myself to doing the online learning. So his first, semester in class, he wasn't doing well. Second semester, he was failing everything. So I spoke with his father, and I was like, if you want to be a dumbass, you don't want to do anything in school, you could go be a dumbass with your dumbass father. And I sent him to his father's house. And I told his father, I was like, look, he's choosing not to do his work. He's choosing not to keep up with these things. Like, he's on lockdown at my house, and he needs somebody who's going to do one-on-one with him. Cool. So he goes to his dad's house, finishes out the year there. End of the school year, like, he had not put enough effort to move on to the next grade. But his school district was like, oh no, he's getting pushed to the next grade. So I went through, like, a bunch of stuff, like calling and emailing and speaking to the principal. I had to contact, like, the board of education. Like, it was a big thing because I wanted him to repeat the grade. It's one thing to
That's crazy because here in PA, they actually offered. They were like, look, we understand what's going on. If a parent chooses to leave your kid behind, we'll respect that. They sent out a letter. And I was using that to threaten my kids. I was like, if you don't do good, I'm going to opt for this.
And you know what? I'm lenient enough to where they didn't have to.
I'm going to execute it.
I wasn't asking for my children to bring me straight A's during a period where, like, oh my God, like, school's crazy. I wasn't asking for that. But you were supposed to pass. You were supposed to make an effort. And I felt like he didn't put enough of an effort to deserve to go to the next grade. So I had him repeat the grade. And now he's repeating the grade. Most of his classes, he's an A student, A, B student. So I know my child. I know he needed to be in the classroom in order to produce, like, what they were expecting of him. But, like, I just got a call from his Spanish teacher, of all teachers. His Spanish teacher, that his attitude has completely changed. He basically sleeps in her class, which means he's not sleeping at night. And he's not doing any work. Like, none at all. He has zero effort. Is the gist of what this lady just told me. And it's like how?
So why do you think
he allowing himself to be in this hole this deep?
So why do you think he did a 180?
Being back in school, or because of with the Spanish class?
Just now, because you said that the year he was doing good,
right?
And now all of a sudden he did a 180. What changed in his life that can cause him to do a 180?
I don't know. Like, my mind is going crazy, and what it is my concern is that this isn't in all his classes. I feel like if this would have changed in all his classes, then it was like, okay, something's going on with him. What's going on with him, like, emotionally? What's happening? But he's doing fine in all his other classes. It's this class that he was struggling with in the beginning. He wasn't doing great in Spanish, but he was struggling in the beginning. And now he's decided, like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just not going to do this work. Excuse me? Like, that's not optional. That's not optional. It's not like he's making an effort and he's struggling and he needs help. If that's the case, all right, let's see what we can do to get you that help that you need.
Mm-hmm.
It's his attitude. He's decided like he just doesn't want to learn this course. He doesn't want to take this class.
It's so frustrating. Like I don't know, like if you guys are parents, but it's so frustrating when you know your kid is just being lazy, or he's just being defiant, as opposed to like he has a learning disability, or like he's having like trouble comprehending. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, do good. You could do it better. So like with me personally, like my youngest, he was doing the same thing. Grades were dropping because he was just whatever. And I know he could do better. So I took away all his distractions until his grade went back up. Mm-hmm. So once his grade went back up, which I could monitor that. So everything, like, because they're homeschooled, so everything's online. So everything they put in, it just gives a running tally of their grade. And like you said, I'm not stressing them to be A students. I'm just at this point, I'm just like, look, is it green or red? Mm-hmm. And I think it goes green. It goes red once you drop below 70.
Right.
So I'm like, just that. Just keep it 70, right? Keep it green. And so, he was just half-assing, and I just took away all his distractions. Mm-hmm. But it's Spanish, so why don't you just talk to him in Spanish?
Dude, Spanish class? Of all your classes? Like, are you shitting me? What? I
between you and Grandma?
I speak, read, write. Like, I am fluent in Spanish. He has grandma. He has his father he can call. He has his other grandma he can call. He has too many options. He has too many options. He can even call, like, my one girlfriend who he likes hanging out with her son. He can even call her and be like, hey, can you and TJ come over so we can hang out and you can help me with my Spanish?
The comments are livid. I love you guys. The comments are livid. They're like, spoil the rod. No, spare the rod, spoil the child. And then Fuzz was like, I got sent away to military school for punishment.
You know what?
If Fuzz is around here, so that's Nemo. That's Nemo. Nemo's military academy. Woo! And then they said, get in that ass.
Yup. Yo, school is not optional. It is not optional. I feel like my kids right now, they have like this whole mentality of,
and I think
maybe I have to do that.
Buzz nailed it. Buzz nailed it he got the prize. He got the prize. Ding, ding, ding. Buzz wins. He's like, he did a 180 because he's being coddled. Everyone's making excuses for him. He needs military schools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he knows I could pull this because
I can.
I can slack. Because I can. So what you got to do is you seriously got to take a stand. You got to take all his devices. Take his phone away. Take his laptop away. Take the PlayStation away.
PS5 is coming out of the room. How you fuck up the PS5?
TV. Just everything. Take everything away. That's what look. I'm saying it because I just did it.
What?
And this is what I was saying before. When you got on the phone, I was saying about, my youngest. His grades dropped. So I took all that stuff away. Mm-hmm. But then the little shit, he had the nerve to go. He knew where I put his stuff. Mm-hmm. And when nobody was looking, he was checking on his phone.
No.
So one day, his phone went off, an alarm went off. And we're like, where the hell is that alarm? Mm-hmm. And, one of his brothers was like, it's coming from your phone. Or it was coming from, his phone. Mm-hmm. And I was like, how is it coming from his phone if I know I turned it off? And so I was like, look, boy, you better tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. And I got to give him credit for being 9. He doesn't lie. Mm-hmm. He tell me, because the other day I caught him. I was like, what are you doing on your Chromebook? And he was like, I was watching Wildcrafts. I was like, I'm glad you told me the truth because I can check your history, boy. Yeah. I can check out. I was like, I pulled up the history too. I was like, look at what you were doing. So like, he's honest. He was like, I was checking my phone for you. And I was like, even though you were on punishment. So that told me that the punishment I gave him, his tolerance level was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I need to take it to the next threshold. Mm-hmm. So I was like, that's what I was telling him. I was like, yo, do you know what grandma used to do to me? Want me with the belt? I came out with the belt. I was making a noise. I was like, go take a shower. He was in the shower. I came. I slapped the wall. I was like, you want this? Do you want this? He was all shook. I was like, do you know the punishments that we have to endure?
Oh, my God. I'm feeling for him. I remember that. Go shower. I don't want to shower.
But he didn't get it. Because I didn't know. He felt the go shower part. Because you were so scared. You were so scared. But he didn't get the whooping. I whooped the wall, and I was like, "You really wanted me? You pushed me to do this." I was like, because you literally like there got to be a balance of like, this is your punishment, right? It's like, look, I know I can't be speeding. Here's the ticket, and the punishment is my $300 fine. Like, I don't want to pay that. So it's like you gotta like, if I keep speeding, then you're gonna throw me in jail. Like, I get it. Those are the rules. Like, there gotta be some rules, and it's like, oh, they like to push you. They're pushing button. Get a third. Oh, so Buzz said, get a 30-year Spanish actor and tell your son he is you from the future and he is a bum for not going to school. You're a bum.
Oh,
what
that's so good. That's so good.
What's the Spanish word? Sinvergüenza. Why did you do something with your life? I'm so ashamed of you.
Oh, that's
but
so
I was watching a rom-com the other day. Oh, The Big Sick on Amazon. I was watching it, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a movie based on this real life comedian and his story. So it's like loosely about his story. Okay. But he was telling the story about how he's Pakistani, right? And his culture is very big on marrying, the arranged marriage and marrying your own kind. Yeah. Which I totally respect that. But like, he was so defiant, like the mother was like, "Oh, you're bringing shame to this family." They kicked him out of the family. But it was freaking hilarious because like they kicked him out of the family, but that he grew up with a very loving family. Mm-hmm. And so like they still came around caring about him, but the mother was like just like not talking to him. And then the dad was like, "Your mother's still mad at you. Like, you're still kicked out of this family. I can't hug you because you're kicked out of this family. But we wish you well. We love you." Oh, that's like, pretty funny. It was like, it was a good movie. It was a really good movie. But it's like, at one point in the movie, he did ask. He was like, "So then why did you come to America if you didn't want me to act, like you didn't want me to be American. Domesticated?" Yeah. Right. And I get where he was coming from, but I also got where the parents were coming from. And it's like, it's really like where do you need those traditions, you need those family bonds, right? Because even though he was kicked out of the family, he still loved his family. And he knew his family loved him, right? So you need that. And traditions are good, but when do you cross that line? Like you need that balance of the individual, but also the community, Yeah. Because I get where he was coming from. He's like, let me live my life, let me be happy, right? But I also understand the parents and the tradition, It's just not like they were like, we went through a lot. What do you mean? Right, we went through a lot. They were like, we went through a lot, and this is what you're doing to us. Yeah. I get it. I like Fuzzy's idea though. You gotta get
Spanish actor. I love that.
Oh, I love Fuzzy's idea. You gotta do it. What? Scare the shit out of him. And then you gotta do like you gotta be, because you're artistic, so you gotta make it look like it's real. Like lights flashing in the backyard or something, and the person walks in, and he's like, "What the hell?" And the person like really looks like you, but they got white hair. And she just goes off in Spanish. Like,
I think I was thinking, tell him it's him from the future. Like, it's himself from the future.
Oh, that's even better. I thought it was you coming back. No, it's even better. Yeah, have an older guy that looks similar to him. Have the lights going up. No, that's even better. Yeah, I'm misread it. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Yeah, have it so that it's him. Actually, that's a movie that's coming out on Friday. Wait, it's a Netflix movie? No, seriously. The guy goes back in time. It's Ryan Reynolds. No, he goes back in time.
My thing is, did Fuzz know that it was a movie? And like he knew I wouldn't know about it.
Oh, he said that? The timing? Oh, he said make sure the actor got missing teeth.
Oh my God!
Like he's a meth head. He pulls out baby pictures. He's like, "Look, you don't believe me? How do I have this baby picture of us?" You gotta do good. Try to get a photo. Oh, you could even do like some like, because you're good with graphic design too. Mm-hmm. So get a photo of him and kind of age it like when they do the 100 days of school. Mm-hmm. But like age it like it looks like him like when he's a teen, so you can actually believe that that's him like a few years from now. Like this is the 20s. It was great. But you kept rebelling. You kept thinking you could do whatever you want. So the 30s was horrible. He said, I stole the idea from the South Park episode called Future Self and Me.
I like that cartoon.
Yeah, and then he's like recapping like each like decade. Because he's like 30 years in the future. He was like, look, everything was great. You thought we could keep doing whatever we want. So then we started doing drugs. It all starts here. You can change it now. Do good in Spanish. And then he goes back in the backyard. You see this big smoke. And then he's gone. He's like, what the fuck is happening? You're doing like a day when he's home alone too. Right? Oh shit.
Oh, that'd be great.
Or you could just whoop his ass. Choice is yours.
Being a parent, being responsible for other human beings, man. Why? Why am I responsible for other human beings? Jeez.
That's what you're supposed to do. At the end of the day, we're just monkeys flying on a rock in the middle of space. And we're supposed to make babies and raise babies.
Yes, make sure the actor emphasizes, listen to your mom.
No, I think, no. I think if you go too hard with it, something's gonna give. He's gonna be like, wait a minute. I think the actor, as he's walking around, like as he's leaving, and like the smoke starts coming up as he's about to leave, he pops out and he's like, oh, by the way, listen to your mom. She's trying her best. Like just a little shout out, and then he goes back to the time machine. No, the actor just has to emphasize, like this is the moment. You gotta change. Man. He didn't do good in Spanish. Mm-hmm. And that was the downfall ever since then.
I can't believe him. You know what I'm upset about though is his general attitude towards this class. Like, what? I don't know.
Threatened to hold him back one more year.
That's true. That's true. Be like, yo,
in the big scheme of it, if he graduates at 19 or 21, it doesn't freaking matter.
Right.
Fast forward wherever life is, threaten to hold him back.
Yeah.
I mean, the school won't let you because it's like one class that he's not doing so good in. Is that an elective?
Know that.
Is it an elective?
No, it's not. It's you have to do a language other than English. And like
honestly,
during the pandemic, he did French. So I was like, you know what? He didn't do good in French. Rewind, do this year again. Switch him to Spanish.
You know what though? And I'll be honest with you. And I'm not trying to coddle. I'm not trying to give him any credit or anything like that. Okay. I'm just gonna put things in my perspective. I didn't like Spanish class because honestly, it's the reason why I don't talk Spanish. Like I don't like the way I sound when I talk Spanish. Like I sound fake when I speak it. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's embarrassing for me personally, right? My mindset, it's embarrassing because everybody I know knows Spanish, right? I'm Puerto Rican. I should know Spanish. But so when I hear myself talk about it, it's just that insecurity about it, you know? But then again, I understand, like, we grew up with that, like, oh, you're not authentic kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like, people would be like, oh, you know, you're kind of outcast in the Spanish community because you're not authentic.
Right.
Like, we grew up with that. I don't think he has that because everybody's like, oh, kumbaya. Everybody's like, oh, you're accepting for how you are. Don't shame him for not knowing Spanish.
I don't know, whether you like the class or not, like, you pass it. That's just how it was for us.
Hey, put your best foot forward.
Yeah. Be proud of what you're putting your name on. Like, where's your pride?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But that goes back to, once again, that goes back to, as a child, he should be, it's the family culture. Like, we don't have that culture to say, hey, you're bringing shame to the family because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing as a child.
Right.
You know, other cultures do that. That's why you see them like struggling in school to a point where it becomes a negative because kids are like popping pills to stay awake so they can study and pass the class. Mm-hmm. You know, our culture was never like that. But I get where you're coming from, but it's also like what we said earlier. If it's not something that you are in tune to, mm-hmm. right? Does a grade really matter?
It's not about the grade. I'm not asking him to be an A student. I feel like I'm asking him to make an effort. Write down some gibberish mm-hmm. and turn it in. But he's not doing any work. He's just like, I don't like this class. I'm not doing it. The hell with it. Excuse me, sir? That's not how that works. That's just not how it works.
Try harder, Ray. Take classes again and get better with my Spanish. Honestly, what I thought about it was putting myself in like just a Spanish like move somewhere where they all speak Spanish and just I learn Spanish that way. Because but you got to understand where I'm coming from.
How realistic is that though?
No, but that's seriously what I need as far as the mindset in my mind. Mm-hmm. Like I can take any class, I can get good at it, but I won't use it because I have that. I'm self-conscious about it. So for me, I have to go live somewhere. One, to actually learn Spanish, and two, to get that closure with that insecurity in Spanish.
So I didn't send them far enough. I sent them to the Bronx. I have to send them to Puerto Rico.
Yes. And he has to feel accepted with the funny way he's talking. Hey, you sound funny, but we love you anyway. It's like I haven't gotten that with the Spanish community. Like I feel like I need that. Like, I still feel like an outcast, mm-hmm. right? Like a gringo, right? That's how I feel like. I feel like that whenever I'm around Spanish people. That's just it. So I need that. I need that closure. I need to go and be like, all right, I'm here. Love me. Love me. I'm here. Tris is holding me to the fire. He's like, you're making excuses.
Yep. You're making excuses for Lex too. Get on his
No,
ass.
I'm just coming from. Look, I told you what to do. I was like, take all the electronics away. I was like, take all the electronics away. Take them away.
We're gonna have to cut this show short. I need to go upstairs with my drill, take the TV off the wall. Like, does he know
you taking the TV off?
Does he know
why would you do all that? Just take the power supply.
Jesus. I think it's more
symbolic,
dramatic. If I just pull it off the wall.
Like, yeah.
It'll really push the message.
Bro, if you really want to push the message, just yank it off the wall. Like, leave, like, big holes in the wall. Like, damn, Mom was so mad she honked out.
I installed that correctly. I can't do that. That's impossible. No.
Just be like, yeah. No, I mean, take the TV down
I have,
like,
first. 4 bolts on the wall, and it's, like... They all go into studs. Like, there's no taking that off.
All right, so then how do you make it look like you just punch the wall? Just punch the wall, poke some holes in that shit.
And then make him fix it. Learn the spackle.
There you go. There you go. You got to get creative with this because, you know, you ain't got to take that belt. You got to get creative with it.
Shit.
Oh, and it sucks when you take out the phone away because you're like, oh, I took your phone away. I'm still paying for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm on contracts. I got to keep paying. This is not even being used. Like, you turd. You're such a turd.
Yo, there's so many levels to it.
Yeah,
why, man? He's fucking up. Like, I want to make his life, you know, pampered and...
they said take his door. That's that old slumlord. That's that slumlord. You didn't pay my rent. You can't pay rent. Bro, there's so many times I thought about that as a landlord, and I'm like, oh, I can't do that because of the courts. And I was like, but I'm like, look, they got to take me to court. I'm like, yo, by the time I can take that door. Like, yo, he said, take the door. Oh, man, might as well just have him, if it's warm outside, just have him sleep outside. This is where you're living for now. This is your tent. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm telling you, just take all the tech away. Take it all away.
I mean, that's a given. That he just lost everything, all his privileges. But I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I want to be like a dramatic experience for him. That's why I'm like, I'm taking the TV out of the room. He could keep his PlayStation. What are you gonna do with it? You got no screen.
Wait, all right. I know what we could do. Since Trish is in the back of my head, just egging me right now because he's like, "You're making excuses. You're making excuses." He's holding me accountable. So why don't we do this? Have him call me. And that's the only time he can use his phone, and we do Spanish together. Hold me accountable. Hold him accountable.
Both of you are learning Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. I was just thinking of telling you, like, oh, take a Spanish class with your nephew.
No, that's it. Hold me accountable. Let's go.
Honestly,
and
what
then
he should
I
do,
can tell him, like, yo.
What he should do is he should teach you Spanish.
Yeah.
Because the teacher is always the one who learns the most.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. No, because in the saying, those who can't do, teach.
But you know what? He'll be helping you, and in his mind, he's like, he has to process it in order to explain it. Even though he's teaching you stuff you already know.
Yo, Fuzz is hilarious. Fuzz is like, yo, do one of those scare straight tactics. Take him to prison. Just for Spanish class. The guy comes out with a bandana. This is what you want? One of those scare straight tactics. Knock him up in like a fixed cell, like prison. Like, oh no. Yeah, he's not that bad. Jeez. It's just Spanish class. He's gonna be traumatized. It's just Spanish class. It's just Spanish class. I'm down. Hey, modern technology. Let's FaceTime. He could teach me Spanish. Yeah. You gotta show him, and there you go. You're taking away the laptop. Show him how to do where he can present something on the screen, and have a video chat with me, so that he could show me like all the vowels and all that stuff, and I have him teach me. There you go.
I like it, because if he does the share screen too, he could go right into the material he has from class.
Yeah, and then we do it together.
The assignments. Be like, yo, the assignment that you just went through, go through it with you. I'll teach him.
Yeah. Yep. Let's do it. Let's do it. You tell me what time, schedule a time, and I'll be ready.
Yeah. Yo, you should do it the time that he used to stream. Because I set him up on YouTube and he was streaming gameplay. That should be it. He was Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 o'clock. What's your Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 o'clock look like?
They're open. I can do it. Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
That's another channel I'll watch. Learn Spanish.
I'll learn Spanish. There you go. Come on, Chris, because you were, there you go. There we go. We're going to do this together. Let's do it.
It's a community. It's a community, man. My son needs help with Spanish. We'll all come together.
There you go. It's a community, though. But that's what it's supposed to be. That's what family is supposed to be.
Yeah.
There you go. And then I can relate to him because maybe he is self-conscious on how he talks about, talks to his family. Because I was good in Spanish class, but like I just never want to talk to it. And I could listen to it. Like I'm a great spy because people are like, "Oh, you know Spanish." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." But
you hear the whole conversation.
Yeah, and I could go through it. I'm what? Like, yo, I get all like what? And then I could read it. I could listen to it, but I can't speak it or write it. So it's like if the action is coming out of me, it's where like I'm like, oh. And I could speak it enough to get by. It's just, like I said, I'm very self-conscious about it. I'm like, oh, I sound horrible.
The more I use it, the more comfortable I feel. But then if I go a few months without using it, I start right back at the beginning. Like, oh, what?
But how do you feel how do you feel when you go to Puerto Rico?
I speak it in Puerto Rico. And, like, they still tell me, like, every now and then, we're like, oh, you have a funny accent. Ouch! I'm like, no, I don't. I sound just like you guys. Yeah, they tell me. But I do speak it, and like when they because they'll ask me too. So like I have my whole story in Spanish. Like I know how to say it, and I sound really legit. But basically, like I tell them, like yo, like I grew up around it. Like the TV, the radio, everything was in Spanish. My parents spoke to me in Spanish. I just chose to respond.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's crazy because like when I had that relationship with grandma, grandma is the opposite of me. She would talk only Spanish, but she could listen to English. And so with me and her, we would have a conversation in two different languages.
Yeah.
Like she would be talking to me in Spanish, I would be talking to her in English. And we would know what was going on. And the one that was in the middle was Mom. And Mom, that's why Mom's the fluent bilingual one. So I feel like, you know, when I was around my Spanish friends growing up in like high school and everything, like they were like, hey, why don't you talk it? You sound weird. You sound funny, you know? But yo, Fuzz is killing it with the ideas today. He was like, Ray should fall asleep during the Spanish lesson and make him, so that way he could feel, you know, how the teacher feels. Like, hey, you should like, listen, you should really tell him, like, yo, get this presentation going, like make him do like all this work, like put in all this effort. And then I just come on and just disrespect him with like, oh, well, what was going on? And then he can't say nothing because he's gonna be like, yo, Theo's not doing it. What am I supposed to do? And just to make him know how I feel. Like, did you like how that felt? You did all this effort, and I'm like, and I'll be drooling. Yo, Fuzz is the third. Yo, Fuzz and Trish, you guys got to be on this show, man. You guys give us like so many crazy ideas. I love you guys, man. You guys do provide a lot of content for us to just feed off of it.
It's true. That's very true.
Just drop my head and I'm like, I come up, I got the red marks on my forehead. He's just like he'll just, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna come get you? I'm curious to see what he'll do.
We'll see.
He's like, Theo fell asleep. So I'm guessing Spanish class is like his first class?
Yeah, first period.
So that tells you gotta send him to a set bedtime.
Yeah, which he has. So what's he doing instead of sleeping?
Take the door off. Make sure you sleeping?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the door, that was a good idea. That one's definitely like...
Take the door off.
It's not going to be difficult either. And I've been wanting to paint my doors. This should inspire that project.
There you go. Take that door and make sure that fixes the sleeping part, right? And taking away all his, electronics that shows, hey, this is your punishment.
Yeah.
And then, we'll do the Spanish thing. And if I fall asleep, now you know how it feels to be disrespected. Hey, we gotta listen. We gotta step it up because it's us versus them. That's why I say all the time, it's us versus them. We gotta step it up. And look, I love my kids. We have a great relationship. We have a great bond. But I never understood the parents who were like, "Yo, I want to be my child's my best friend." Like, no, your child is a reflection of you. You gotta.
Maybe.
Later in life, yes, but while they're kids, it's a war. There's a war going on. It's us versus them.
Yeah.
And you gotta understand that. You gotta understand they're gonna be defiant. They're gonna fight that war with you because that's how kids are. But you're setting the morals, right? You're teaching them good versus bad, and understand like, look, you gotta be better.
Yeah. So Tris is in the comments. He told me exactly how to do it. And I'm glad you said it too, because I was thinking like I have to take out the screws, and that's why I hesitated, because I don't have my screw gun right now. I just like loaned it out.
Oh yeah, that's right. The little pins, you just like kind of hit them out. And
yeah,
then
so I
out,
can hit those out with the tools. I got no problem.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited.
There you go.
It's a project.
So instead of doing the TV, just yeah. No, take the PS4, PS5, take the tablet, take the computer, take the phone, take everything away.
I misspoke. He has a PS4. He's waiting on his PS5 for Christmas that hasn't come in.
Oh, I would scare him that he's not getting that.
I don't know if it's coming in or not. So that was not like part. I was not in that negotiation there.
But take everything, just pull everything out of his room. Leave all the wires there, and then the TV, take the wire off the TV. The power supply, so you don't have to take it off the wall. And then take the door out. Boom. And be like, your bedtime is this. Let me catch you awake. Because it won't be a shower. It'll be your bed. Wow. No, and you got to.
My babies.
I understand that, but you got to put that fear in them. That's what I did to my youngest. I was like,
but evidently
that's why I was
slipping.
like,
I've been slipping because they don't fear me anymore.
No, and that's why I said. That's why I was like,
that's like a current struggle right now. I feel like and this is how I explain to them. I'm like, look, you guys are older now. You're older. You're in middle school. Like, I don't want to be beating your ass every now and then. Like, just get it together.
Yeah, this should have gotten easier because you should understand by now. Why do I have to keep repeating
what you're
myself?
supposed to do. I don't have to keep teaching you these lessons. Like, grow the hell up.
Yeah, I get it. But they're kids. They're going to be defiant. You just got to put the fear of God in them sometimes.
I feel like the fear has already been established. I don't think I need to do anything that drastic. I think I am going to take the door off.
No, you need a break. You need to break out a belt. So you could be like, oh shit, mom has a belt. Because my kid was like, oh shit, dad has a belt. I was like, do you understand what this belt was used for? Make the sound of the cracking of the belt. Whip your hands so they can hear the sound of that belt. It's like, bro, even go take a shower. Go take a shower.
I can tape his PS1 to his PS4 to make the PS5.
Oh,
I think in that case, I can make a PS7.
No, you know what you should do? What you should do is, you should be like, every time your grade goes down, your system goes down. So he got a PS4 now? Put a PS3 in there. Be like, you got a PS3 now. You want that PS5, you better get the A. Every time your grade goes down, it changes. I got an old PS3 in the closet if you need it.
No, we still have a PS3.
And if he gets really bad, I got the new little PS1 with the controllers. So if you really want to take it that bad, I only got like 5 games. Yo, you got an F? Here you go. Here's your PS1, my guy. I got it. So you need to. They got the little controllers that doesn't even have the thumb pad. Because that came PS2, so they don't even have the thumb pad. It's just a little tiny controller.
Oh my god, the little flat ones.
And he could play little 64-bit.
I have like the ill cotton mouth right now. This is not working for me.
Oh, I agree, Tris. The PS3, graphics are still, but they're not. It's not PS4. And it's definitely not PS5, my guy. Look, yeah, I get it. The PS3, there's some dope ass games. I think the other day I was on it with my guitar, and the graphics, I was like, man, this PS3 looks pretty good. I mean, GTA came out on the PS3, and it's about to come the enhanced version on the PS5. So the graphics are good, but it's still not a PS4. You can't play Fortnite. I think Fuzz, you had a comment that I'm going to touch real quick while Linda's taking a break. So, was the Batman better than the Dark Knight? Hell no. I walked out of the Batman, I was like pissed. I was like, I want my money back. I didn't like that movie. I don't know. I thought it was too long. It was boring. It was just, I was disappointed.
I'm glad you brought that up. So while I was in the Bahamas, we were flipping through the channels the one night, and I caught a glimpse of a Marvel movie, I guess, that I didn't recognize. But it was like Superman, and like everybody hated him, and he had to like go to court, and the court exploded. What movie is that?
Wait, it was
Please,
a
I was like, yo, my brother would know
court?
exactly what this is.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. Comments.
What?
That's where you guys got to comment. I don't know.
Wow. I was like, oh man, what do you mean they hate Superman? This movie sucks.
I honestly, I don't really like. I don't like Superman. I don't. I don't know. To me, like the whole hero's journey, I don't really see it in Superman. It's like you got every power known to mankind. It's like I don't know. I never really liked Superman.
But he's Superman. You can't not like him.
I don't like Superman. I always root for Batman. You know what? You know, Batman is dope because he's so motivating in the sense that his superpower is that he's rich. Mm-hmm. So any of us could be a superhero.
So it's just more relatable.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not an alien on the planet. Yeah, I'm not an alien. Superman versus Batman? Mm-hmm. Oh, that one was bad too. That one was bad.
Nobody's saying that's the one that I saw a glimpse of.
Yeah, that was a movie, but yeah, it was bad. It was bad. That was bad. That was no way no.
Who won?
Superman versus Batman?
Uh-huh.
Neither, because there was a third threat. In case you haven't watched the movie.
Oh Lord!
And they had to come together. And they came together for the most stupidest reasons.
Oh my
Why'd you
God.
say Martha? You said Martha? Why'd you say Martha? Why'd you say Martha? Oh, it was so stupid. That's why I didn't remember anything else in the movie. It was just that one part. And I was like, really?
So how does Batman know Martha?
Oh, both their moms were named Martha.
Oh shit! Okay.
And that's how they were like, oh, I like you now.
Oh,
you're my brother from another mother.
Ridiculous.
You're my brother from another mother named Martha. Yeah, no, it was. Some of the fight scenes were good. I remember the fight scenes, but like as far as like the story itself, like and like I remember the story. The some of the fights were good. I remember that scrawny dude being Lex, and I was like, what the hell? Like this movie was just all jacked up. I don't know. To me, there's like certain types when you do certain miscasting with certain characters, it just doesn't feel right. Like with this new movie, like yeah, okay, Batman was being that detective, but he also was just so like emo, and I just felt like what the hell? Like I just I couldn't see my Batman like that. I'm brooding now. Nobody loved me. I guess it kind of makes sense for Batman. I didn't have parents. This is why I gotta do what I do. And it was like, and then throughout the movie, it was so like they kept harping this like vengeance thing. It was like, I'm vengeance. Like I was just like laughing with the kids. It was like it was so overdone. I just feel like Batman was like popping out of places like, I'm vengeance. Like, dude, I'm just trying to get my drive-thru food. What are you talking about? Just popping out. Why do you do this, Batman? I'm vengeance. Oh.
I love that you keep doing the Batman voice.
Oh, yeah. My Batman voice. With the kids, we realized that Batman also sounds like Venom, who also sounds like Cookie Monster. So we'll be just like goofing around, and Ollie will come over and he'll be like, I'm Batman. And I'll be like, I'm Venom. And then like one of the other boys will be like, I'm Cookie Monster. That's
hilarious.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, so Fuzz was saying that Wonder Woman, the actress that played Wonder Woman, she was the best out of. So let me rephrase that because
movie too. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, no, Wonder Woman was like, And honestly, like to the credit of like Ben Affleck, I liked him as Batman. Henry Cavill, I liked him as Superman. I just think their writing in that movie was just horrible. And you know, as far as Wonder Woman, because they were leading into the Wonder Woman movie, they wrote her very well, and I liked them. And like I love the Wonder. It's like why I like the Wonder Woman movie, and I'll watch that time and time again. And I'll never touch Captain Marvel again, because that thing was just force-fed politics, and she was just written horrible. But then once again, that's hard. That's like really hard to write Superman, and I think that's why you don't see like that much more like Superman movies and games, because he's just hard to write for. He's Mr. Perfect. Oh, I'm just honestly, it's why I like The Boys, because they take a character that's like Superman and they kind of give him like this like evil human traits. So like he's just like a real like he's just an asshole. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that to me is more realistic, because if you were Superman, I think you were leaning more towards being an asshole. So I actually like how he is in that show. Like,
well, Superman is Superman because of the Kents.
Yes, but you can only show that for so long. It's like, all right, I get it. You got good morals because of your family, and I applaud that. But now you're painted into a corner with this character. He's not conflicted anymore. He's just a good old boy. It's like it's like, can you imagine like a Superman type character with loose morals? That's The Boys, and it's freaking awesome. Like there's a the new cartoon came out, and there was this one cartoon, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, because I'm gonna talk about it briefly. But it just shows like he makes some mistakes, and the level he goes to cover up his mistakes. It's like yeah, I would do that if I had power too. Like, why would I get in trouble? It felt like he was like a kid, like, oh no. You remember when you were a kid and you did something wrong? You're like, oh no, I don't want to get caught. And it's like the hoops you would jump through not to get caught. Like, think about that.
Speaking of jumping through hoops to not get caught, so this is how I know that I no longer have fear in my children, because the teacher was like, I gave him a chance to make up the work. I told him I didn't want to call home. I gave him a chance. I was like, I'll work with you. We could do this. We could do that. And he showed no effort. So that's why the teacher called. So he's not even worried about, I have to jump through hoops. I have to hide. No. He's just like, whatever.
So then you need to put that fear in him. And look. We grew up with the fear in the sense like, yo, we got spanked. We don't want that to happen again. So now you need to spank them. Like, what our parents didn't understand was you got that physical punishment, but there's also mental punishment. And that's what I'm saying. Put the fear of God in him. Like, I do not want to hit my kid with a belt, but I sure enough threatened the shit out of him with it. I'm like, look, this is coming. You have a chance to change. The comments are popping. They like the Batman discussion. They said the new Batman was incompetent. He couldn't stop the Riddler or Penguin. Useless. Yeah, I get it. People are like, it's like it's another origin. So he's like in the beginning of phases of being Batman. But you could tell like that movie was very influenced with our time. Like you could tell, like they tried making the Riddler seem like some hurt victim, like that victim mentality, and like a cult like where he had cult like followers, and it's just I don't know. Like you put too much politics into the movies, I get lost. The animated series was good back in the 90s. Yeah, I think a lot of things were good back in the 90s. Honestly, that's like when and look, I hate to say it, but when the saying came out, "Make America Great Again," that's what I thought about was the 90s. Think about the TV shows. Think about everything in the 90s. Like you literally had Family Matters, a show about a prominent black man as a cop, right? Who was middle class.
Yeah.
He had a good family. Like that to me, those were the 90s. Like there was a mixing pot of colors, right? There was none of this like forced segregation that you see on TV now. Mm-hmm. It's like I see things and they're like, oh, it's so great to be diverse, and it's all just black people. I'm like, how's that diverse? you just went reverse racism over here. So like honestly, I do like the '90s. I feel like the '90s creativity wise, it was just like I'll go back and see movies from the '90s, like hits from the '90s, you know, like The Matrix, and I'm like, oh wow, this is still a good movie. It holds up. And then you see the new one, and it's just fed with like political garbage, and you're like, oh, what the? Like why ruin my childhood?
Good? I didn't see it. It wasn't good.
The new Matrix?
Mm-hmm. It was different.
No, it wasn't good. No, it wasn't good. Damn. You could tell that there was. I mean, I watched it, and I'm glad I watched it because it's like, okay, yeah, The Matrix. But then it's like, yeah, when you look at it, you're like, you killed something for what? Like, why did you kill? You know, why? Like, if you're gonna bring something back, bring it back because of creativity. You know, you have a story to tell, not because you want to feed politics.
So it was more like a message than like a hey, like escape into. You know,
I mean, no, it wasn't a message. They still had the story. Like there still was a story. It was just a hidden agenda. Like instead of showing like Neo is the one, and you know, but he's the one because of the guidance he's getting from his community. Once again, right? The love he has from Trinity, but Trinity also believing in him, right? And his buddy, you know, Morpheus, and then that's how he's the one, but he still has he still needs that human connection, right? It's like they just they were like anybody could be the one, you know? It's just like, oh, it's just this. I don't know. It was weak to me. But you can see something in the first one versus the fourth one. It was just. But then again, I don't know. The other two, like 2 and 3, I wasn't really a big fan of them either.
So New Matrix trying to bury the franchise. Go ahead.
You know what? I do believe that because they make a comment about that in the movie. Like I feel like well, you know the story of the Matrix, right? Like it was created by 2 brothers, and then they both became 2 sisters. So they both went through a sex change, and they both became women. So like I feel like 1, there was like that feminist narrative in it too, but then 2, I think because only one of the sisters came back, right? And I feel like she was forced to come back. So it's like she came back to kind of like kill it. Like, yo, you want me to come back? Here's the trash you're gonna get. Which at that point, it's like, why don't you just do some other Matrix stories like they did with the animation? And just be, you got the Matrix name, you got the concept of the world, just get other writers and tell more stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure there's like copyright, so you can't even like do that.
Well, no, they own the rights to it. So it's like if you own the rights to it.
Okay.
Right. If it's your, it's like with Star Wars. If it's your like the concept of the Matrix, the concept of Star Wars, you own that, right? Why mess with what was done? Why not create new content? Like you could. It's an endless possibility. You get the right writers in. You can create whatever story you want, but they ruined Star Wars too. It's like they have to kill what was established prior. And I feel like, and this is just me reading into the movies, like with the Matrix. I feel like they created something that was great when they were a man, and I feel like the last thing they had to do as a woman was kill that. And then like try to like establish that they can do great as a woman. I don't know. I feel like there's like some kind of connection there with that new movie. And with the whole
lost
like
me because I have no idea what you're talking about. So you lost me.
All
okay.
Right. It's all good.
Yep.
I think it's about time. It's 2:05. I think you got like your ADD's kicking in. Your ADD's kicking in. You're like, Ray's going deep. I'm tapping out.
Yep. I'm ready to go take this door off its hinges. Like,
yeah, you gotta do it.
What?
So let me ask you this though. In closing, how do you feel you have ADHD if you could do this show? Like, we do this from 11 to 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just like, it doesn't have like parameters to stay within. Like, we just kind of like chat and chill, and like, I'm able to connect with people. I'm able to like have, you know, conversations with people. That's all it is. We're just like keeping a conversation going.
Yeah, but it's also a sense like you do know how to push the content. Like, we are delivering, we are working here. This is a product. Right? You are delivering something. So you've worked for whatever, how many hours you've been doing.
I haven't worked a minute. This is not work. If you label it as work, it's going to go into that category of, I don't want to do this.
It's a passion. It's a calling.
Yeah, it's a passion. It's a calling. Thank you.
Those gimmicks, those tell words. Oh, it's a passion. It's a calling. No, I like this. I really do. I really do like this. I did miss it. I miss the fans. And I also, like I said, I'm driven inside of me to try to change this world. Have it be more positive. And it starts with us. It's like I see it everywhere. And it's sad because I'm losing friends, right? I'm losing friends because of political, you know, sides or whatever. And I'm like, why does it have to get to that? Like, why do we have to be toxic with people that I've known for 20 years?
Yeah.
And it's like I'm like, man, I'm just knowing who you are now because you're attacking me personally, you're insulting me. Like, I don't get this. I really don't get this. All because of our different beliefs. But that's how it is. I really do feel like right now, America, we're fighting a civil war. You know, it's a social civil war.
Broken out of the matrix. They're all still stuck in it.
Yeah, I know. It's a beautiful thing, and that's why I want to help other people. I want to help other people. So, hey, I like this. Listen, it's on your shoulders. Miss, my schedule is whatever it may be. Look, it's a beautiful thing, but to have a show that needs structure, look, like I said, I'm happy if it goes on, and I'm okay if it doesn't. I'm either way.
Shut up, Bray. I took initiative today.
Yeah, because I told you I asked to.
I'm learning.
I know, because I told you I asked to.
I'm trying.
I was like, you figured it out? Because I was like, I'm not doing your homework.
I was like, yo, just go live and just add me on. It's simple.
I'm not doing your homework for you, and you wonder why your son's defiant.
You hush, not the same.
Oh, this is great. It felt good to be back. So let's figure this out so that way we're both on the road and we can keep doing this.
Yes. Because in my mind, you're going to be on the road too. You're going to be on the road too. You're going to be driving around.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. We got to figure this out. So do we want to keep doing it like this so it just becomes secondhand where we're just like this? I don't know. Let us know in the comments. You guys want us to like keep doing the couch show or just kind of do the conversation?
Trez, yo, you read my mind. Last night, I saw the gas prices so high, and I was like, I don't know if I'll be driving across the state line that often.
You know what?
I was like, I can't afford gas right now.
You know what's crazy? Like, I haven't really. I'm blessed in the sense like I'm just home. I haven't really reflected on the gas prices. So it's like I only go out like, okay, we're going to the movies with the kids or we're going to go do something, right? Like I'm not, I'm fortunate enough to not have to commute all the time. So it's like, it didn't even dawn on me like, gas prices is crazy. You want to spend $30 just to do this show?
And I also thought, I was like, investment. I was like, it's an investment because I really want us to keep doing this, so it's worth it. Like, I was really conflicted. And I was like, you know what? We have to learn how to do it remotely.
Yeah. No, but I like this because I want to see, I want, and I think everybody wants to see it too. Like like that clip you showed us, I don't know why you didn't post that because you were just, like, you were glowing. You were glowing, you were happy, you were in your element. So be that. Like, that's what you need to do, be there.
Yeah.
Just don't forget your responsibilities, though. That's it. Remember, you are a mom.
Yeah, I know. With kids who evidently don't give a shit anymore. What the hell, man?
As long as you're not listen, that's the only thing I'm going to harp on you because we had good child. We grew up, we know the family love. We were blessed in that sense. It wasn't just Ma too. It was our aunts too,
yep.
right? We had a big family. We had cousins. Like we felt that love. And for you to, and I'm not saying you are, I'm just saying don't neglect your kids to have that, because that's just, we didn't have that, you know?
Right.
Like as long as you kick ass as a mom, I'm cool. Go wherever you want to do. You could do the show wherever. And that's great. That's technology. And then we can incorporate that. Like, look, we're here. We're embracing nature. We gotta have that bond with nature.
Oh, they didn't see it. The screen was frozen.
Oh.
What's today?
All right, so
Tuesday?
Post it.
I'll post it.
Yeah.
I'll post it.
Recap. Even it was, because you were in your element. That's what I'm saying. You were in your element. And when you do that, like you are at the best when you go live, right? This is just my advice. When you go live, you just want to capture you at your best element, right? The best version of you. And you're just there to inspire everybody else to be their best version, you know? Because you do have a story. Your point right now in life is to inspire others to be where you are. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I want to inspire the world to be more positive. It's like enough of this, like being anxious and afraid and being labeled and being a victim. Like, oh, fuck that noise.
I'm taking notes today. I'm so proud.
Good.
It's funny. I wrote it down when Tris was like, "Oh, take the door off." I wrote that down.
Yeah,
I was like,
buddy.
Yeah, that's gotta come off.
Yeah, buddy. Take that door away. Take it away.
All right. Well, let's close this up because I have a few things I gotta do, and I don't have a commute today, which is kind of nice, you know.
Like take a door down and take some electronics away.
I'm gonna record it. I'll record it for you guys. I want to put like a hidden camera in his room so I can see his face reaction when he walks upstairs and realizes, like, wait, there's no door?
No, what you do is you're sitting in the room. Because he comes in all by
just
himself.
Walk in and just...
No.
I'm going to make it dramatic, too.
You got to be sitting in the room because he already knows the combo to walk in. He walks upstairs and you're just in there, hello. And you bring you got your adult version of Lynn. Not the party version of Lynn from the Bahamas. No, you got to do the adulting. The New York Lynn. Yeah, he said he wants an update on Thursday, so you got to do another video and show it on Thursday. Feed it in.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. This was another fun one. I've been having a lot of fun with the show, and I'm glad that we're continuing with it, and I hope we continue to do it. Little closing, something to, keep on your mind throughout the day. Something to take with you throughout the day, right? Do you have one?
No, just live the best. Look, live your best life. That's it. Just be happy. Just be happy, guys. And I think you guys, Trist, Fuzz, I think you guys are freaking awesome. Thank you for the content. Yeah. And I hope that you guys are just, it's what I wish for you guys. I pray and I wish for you guys, because you guys are showing us love, that you guys are just happy with your lives, where you are in life.
I agree.
I mean, that's one day we should dive into that. You guys call in and let us know what you're doing in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys see us on screen, let's put you guys on screen. If you guys want. But yeah, just that's what I want. I want everybody to be happy and everybody to have that positive vibe. We can make it. I know the world is dark right now, but we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Right? Laws of attraction, right, Lynn?
Yeah.
Was it believe? Say it. Was it?
Speaking into existence. What
yes.
it is that you want. You have to speak it out there and just.
There you go.
Create it.